lot of health fears. I got a sound mind, a lot insane. Come on. I ain't gonna preach too long. I ain't gonna take the service too far. My sermon is my only. Hell no, no, no. Come on. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen. Sister Anderson, the roommate show that everybody get a seat. Come on, y'all. Sister Lily may go back in the kitchen cause I'm really getting a little needy. How much is 6 collard greens, cornbread rice, chicken breast, oxtails on the side. Got no coffee and on the wood to get my bitch ready cause really get the little needy right. Come on. Dr. West, count the money, come back and tell us what you ready. Ready, I got some people there looking for some best. First, God gotta get the praise. Come on, y'all. See, there's an old saying. When the praise go up, you get the blessing coming down. I got some people in the church. God Almighty, look at them in this round. Come on. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen. I got people in the church smoking weed, drinking whiskey, they drinking a lot of tea. What you say? I got the preacher with the night brown bean, draw a lot to the amen. Early Sunday morning, about 10:15. Yeah, I got some people there coming off the street. God Almighty, look at them, they're strolling in. Yeah, they laying at the altar, they confess to sin their sin. Time to see them on the morning, they doing the same thing again. Give a free. Hell no, come on, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Listen, got kids dropping out of school, talking about they don't want to learn. Yet just standing on the corner, rolling blunts, talking about come on, let's burn. Y'all better get back to school. I got kids walking up and down the street, playing, singing down on their knees. Talking about them, they looking for a job. When I see them getting look, I say, please. See, all they ever talk about, died about who got the biggest and the baddest guns. Trying to see the copper with the little top. They drop the gun, they wanna run. What you gonna do? Now the sheriff got them locked up. They sitting in the county jail. It's a shame. I heard the mama, she was crying all night. She can't get no money for the bill. Come on. Now the man with the whole brother, cause the kid put the money in the commissary. Where you go now? They're in the jail, brother man. You can show get it from the cemetery. Going, see, there's no saying that a hard head makes a soft and iron. Yeah. Well, since you did your crime, don't do the time. Stop the baby crying. Come on. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen. When people talk about you, all you gotta do is let them talk much with me. That's what they gonna do, y'all. Because all you gotta do is get down on the knees. Tell a lot about it. You tell a lot about it, I guarantee you would never leave you alone. Yeah, all you gotta do is tell the devil, hell no, won't you leave me alone? Never leave. Hell no. Come on, wait. To the no, no, no. Come on. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell no, no. To the no, no. To the no, 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 no. To the no, no. To the no, no. Hell to the no, no. To the no, no. No, no. Hell to the no, 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 no.
What's going on, Conscious Crew? Good after. Whoop. Wait a minute, bitch. Whoop. Okay, what's going on? I had to snatch over this piece of microphone out there. What's going on this Tuesday morning, Conscious Crew? Get up, get up, get up, get up, get your ass in this building, baby. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday, girl. Yesterday had done took me out, bitch. Y'all know I be on my empathic shit, girl, and that's why I can't cover but so much of this type of stuff. I know that we got a melanated man who was shot up 60 times, okay, for no damn good reason at all, Okay, dropped on his head and everything, girl. And it's just like, girl, how much trauma you want me to absorb in one setting, bitch? Okay? Okay? I have a sanity, girl. I got milk that need to move through these breasts, girl. Okay, I need my baby hairs to last until I'm at least 60, girl. Okay, I need to maintain a strong hairline, girl, for as long as possible, baby. I cannot be absorbing all of this goddamn trauma, baby. I just can't do it because you know what? It's all the damn time. All the damn time. It's all the damn time, baby. This country is on it's bald-headed whole shit. Full timing, bald-headed whole shit. And I can't do it all the time. Okay? I can't do it all the time, honey. I'm not willing. I'm not going to cover every single goddamn mass shooting. I ain't going to cover every goddamn maniacal homicide. I ain't going to goddamn GPS and track down every goddamn man-made serial killer, baby. I just can't do it. Okay? I prefer my hairline. That's what I prefer. Okay? Now, y'all may be wondering, girl, why I ushered in the intro song the way that I did, baby, because the way that 22 is going, girl, the fact that we almost dawning upon 400 mass shootings in just half a year, girl, hell to the no. It's my anthem for the rest of the year, girl. You want to go to the Golden Corral? Hell to the no, to the no. You want to get your dick sucked? Hell to the no, to the no. You want to Netflix and chill? Hell to the no, to the no. You want to live stream, girl? Hell to the no. Baby, hell to the no, hell to the no, hell to the no, hell to the no. 2022 can suck my ass. Hell to the damn now, okay? Now, let me greet some of my folk, girl. Well, before we do that, girl, y'all already know what the hell y'all need to do, girl. Thumbs up, 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 thumbs up. Thumbs up this damn video, girl. Help to get this goddamn message and this content and this platform out into the YouTube algorithm so that these YouTube CEO can do their damn job, okay? And if you're new here, definitely subscribe, okay? Because if I like it, you're going to absolutely love it. And you need to make sure that you have your notification bell set to all because you never know what day or hour the king shall be kinging. And if you don't mind, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community. One church announcement, girl. All you barbs, girl, who was upset by my Nicki Minaj commentary, girl, because y'all queen got out there and acted a goddamn plum fool and was belly flopping and shit all across the music Essence Festival and shit for 2022, girl. Stay up out of my motherfucking emails, bitch, before I put you goddamn hoes on America's domestic terrorism list, bitch. I already I said what I said, girl. Stay up out my motherfucking emails, girl. Before I put you hoes right on a goddamn missing milk carton profile, girl. Okay? Free yourself, girl. If you don't like it, then don't email me about it. Go ahead and fuck yourself. Stay up out my motherfucking email, bitch. I don't give a damn what you think, what you feel, what you learn, what you don't like, girl. It's a motherfucking opinion just like yours, honey. And as long as Miss Monica Mirage is a public figure like the rest of these goddamn Illuminati-induced ass celebrities, girl, they gonna be the topic of conversation and they gonna be subjected to that opinion. Now, I know that when the king get the kinging, girl, the king can't, everything the king does and says, girl, has weight to it, baby. So it's always triggering off some damn ecosystem, girl. I do realize, okay, that there's power when I go to speak, baby. There's power, okay? The whole parts of the world, girl, start to starve and tsunamis and shit wash up on shores and blow away billions of buildings, girl, okay? That's why I'm careful about that which I speak, baby, okay? But you got to look for the message, okay? And not be so pressed about the messenger, baby. We love Miss Monica. That's why we keeping our bloody heel on her motherfucking neck, okay? Because we want her to survive, honey. We want the queen to continue the queen, baby. But she got to step her motherfucking pussy up. Okay, that's all to it. Now, until she does, you need to be putting her motherfucking emails, okay? You need to be putting up on her and Kenneth Petty, girl, and making sure that he ain't missing none of these goddamn court dates, girl, so that the queen don't have to have another mugshot, okay? Stay the fuck up out my motherfucking emails, bitch. Now, girl, we got some dark news to get into, child. Y'all know that we had covered this story as it was developing on yesterday, bruh, okay, regarding the Highland Park 4th of July parade shooting, child. Suspect has been taken into custody without incident, of course, okay? So we got to get into all them things, honey, and we're going to run this old nasty piece of intro, girl, so that we can push the fuck on through and make it do what it do, okay?
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let me speak to everybody in the building. What's going on, Touch Nora? Hey, boo. What's going on, my beautiful mods? What's going on, Classic Queen? Hey, babes. What's going on, Caroline Moore? Hey, Drea G. What's going on, Kiwana? What's going on, Loving Other Problems? Y'all know she working on them problems part, child. What's going on, Chloe, on her lunch break? Hey, boo. What's going on, Corey C? What's going on, baby father, Sean Davy Wade, baby? I love you, Sean, baby. You out here doing big shit, y'all. If y'all ain't subscribed over to Sean Davy Wade, please subscribe to the Sean and the Davy and the motherfucking way, baby. He gets into all things just like the king does, okay? He's out here reigning on these streets as well. What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Lynn? Hey, boo. What's going on, Kiwana? What's going on? Now, I don't know. What the hell? Miss Cooper Chopper, girl, like, how the hell I pronounce this? How, miss? What you want me to do with this name except for butcher it down, girl, like Leatherface out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, baby? What you want me to do but tear this damn name up like this, girl? Okay, sometimes I think y'all design these damn names so that content creators can sound illiterate, girl, so that they can sound like Fantasia before her goddamn fame, girl. This is what I think y'all be doing. Did you watch the police cams of Jalen Walker shooting? Yes. And, you know, I done lit every goddamn black candle. I got Mrs. Chupacabra, and you know I'm trying to muster up the motivation to talk about it, girl. But I'm just gonna have to take it one trauma at a time. You know, one trauma at a time is all I got in me. What's going on, Jamela? What's going on, boo? I live in the south suburbs of Chicago, and thus really got me in a mood. Yes, I had a lot of Chicagoans on yesterday who was talking about how they just hated this time of year. There's always shooting. You know, people are just living in a nightmare. In Chicago, it is truly, truly, truly sad and tragic. Brown Sugar, what's going on, boo? What's going on, my woo? Hey, Ty, what's going on, my other wonderful mob? What's going on, Nakia Parker? What's going on, CJ's daughter? This is my ish. Hey, Conscious, what's going on, love? Let me go on. What's going on, Miss Lovejoy? Hey, Lisa. What's going on, Mo? Hey, boo. What's going on, C. Wilson? Hey, Ray. What's going on, Mary? Hey, love. Hey, Ice Latte. What's going on? What's going on, Aya? What's going on, Not the One? Hey, boo. See, all these my day ones in the building, baby. I get tingles and butterflies and shit in my stomach, girl, when I be seeing my day ones in the building, period. What's going on? Hey. Let me make sure I speak to everybody. What's going on, Joke Fanon? What's going on? Hey, D Diva. What's going on, Corinzo Conhavo? Baby. What's going on, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn? What's going on, Ebony? Hey, what's going on, Dancing with Nature? What's going on, y'all? Okay, all right, that's everybody. Hey, everybody, shit. Knockout Media in the building, too. What's going on, Knockout? Hey. All right, girl. So, once again, you guys know that 4th of July couldn't even pop off without the bullshit, child. 10 a.m. in the morning, gunshots fired through a Highland Park crowd who was out celebrating 4th of July in a classic parade. 6 injured, over 30 people. 6 murdered, over 30 people injured, okay? At the time that we reported on this story, the suspect had not been taken into custody. They had given a very vague description. Since then, the suspect has been taken into custody, girl. Matter of fact, let's make him famous, girl. Okay? Let's give him the clout that he desires. Where is he at, honey? Hold on. Let me pull up an old nasty piece of mugshot, girl. Hold on. Thumbs up this video. You guys are coming in, chill. Okay, they had tracked him down, girl. They had put out his damn license plate and all, honey. The manhunt was on. So they did retrieve this mayonnaise troll, girl. Now, this is he, honey. Okay? He looks exactly how we thought he would look, girl. Okay? This motherfucker looked like a damn exotic big toe in the face, girl. Okay? Why they always look like this? Frail, stringy hair. Girl, they look like they fucking drink Budweiser and jerk off with the other hand at the same time, girl. Smell like used beers and motorcycle gas and shit, girl. This how they always look, girl. No lips, no fat in the face. Just look real trailerish, girl. Real parkish, girl. Okay? Giving me underprivileged mayonnaise teas, girl. Okay? Probably real smart, girl. You know, probably making, you know, homemade pipe bombs and shit next to grandma's cookies in the basement, baby. Probably a fan of Twilight and The Walking Dead and shit, girl. Okay, got an old nasty comic book collection, chill. Yes. Does he look like how y'all thought he would look, girl? Yeah, real methish, girl. Real methods, girl. You know, these are the type of genetics that are provided, girl. You know, when you get knocked up in the back seat, baby. Okay, this how your children come look. This how your children come looking, and this who they turn out to be, girl. When you get knocked up in the back seat, y'all got to stay up out of them damn back seats, baby. Y'all can't be meeting them goddamn people off of Plenty of Fish and Grinding and shit, girl. And getting knocked up in the parking lot, baby. That shit comes to catch up to you when your baby turned 18 and out here shooting up damn people for no damn good reason. You can't do it, baby. Stay up out the motherfucking back seats. Now, let's get into, girl, a whole nasty piece of rundown, girl. Let me tell you everything that we know so far. Okay, this is what we know so far, girl. This is a developing story, so it's bound to develop, girl. Hold on. Thumbs up as you are entering the building, girl. Thumbs up, and show the king that the love is real out here in these streets, baby, okay? So let me take down Spaghetti Face, girl. And let's put up a whole motherfucking rundown. Okay, so this is courtesy, y'all, of NPR.org, okay? The Highland Park shooting was planned for weeks, officials say, okay? Get into this tea, girl. Robert Bobby Crino III, okay, who has been identified as a person of interest, pre-planned the attack in Highland Park for several weeks, according to Sergeant Christopher Cavelli of the Lake County Major Crime Task Force. Cremo brought a high-powered rifle and went onto the roof of a business and fired more than 70 rounds down on people at the July 4th parade. He wore women's clothing and possibly a wig to conceal facial tattoos and his development, baby. This bitch thought he was Cleo and set it off, y'all. Cremo dropped the rifle and escaped, blending into the crowds, Cavelli said. He walked to his mother's house and borrowed a vehicle. There is no indication that Cremo's mother knew what her son was doing. Authorities spotted the 2010 silver Hyundai Fit driving southbound and conducted a traffic stop. Inside the car was a second rifle. Both rifles were brought legally by Cremo in Illinois. A trace of the firearm left behind following the shooting was a major investigative lead for authorities. Police officers recognized Cremo in photos and identified him. Cavele said there's no indications anyone else was involved in the shooting. What began as a beloved July 4th tradition ended in tragedy after a gunman opened fire on a holiday parade in the Chicago suburbs of Highland Park, Illinois, on Monday morning, killing 6 people and injuring dozens more. Robert E. Cremo III is the suspected shooter. Highland Park Mayor Nancy Rotering told Morning Edition on Tuesday morning. She said charges are expected shortly. Police first identified Cremo, who is 21 years of age, according to the Highland Park Police Department, as a person of interest on Monday. He was taken into custody later that night after an hours-long manhunt when a police officer pulled him over for a traffic stop. How about that? Authorities have said that the suspect used a high-powered rifle to fire on the crowd from the roof of a nearby business, which he allegedly accessed with an unsecured ladder that was attached to the building. The suspect is not a resident of Highland Park and obtained the gun legally, Rotering told Morning Edition in what she described as a breach of local law. That's because in 2013, Highland Park became one of the first localities to pass a ban on weapons like semi-automatic rifles and large capacity magazines. But as Rotering noted, laws differ in cities throughout Illinois and neighboring states like Wisconsin and Indiana. She is calling for more widespread collaboration between states to prevent similar tragedies from unfolding in more hometowns. Quote, "We know that in so many of these mass shootings that are now becoming weekly events, that the guns are being obtained legally," she said. "That should tell all of us that the laws aren't doing their job. If people can't go out to enjoy a 4th of July parade with their grandparents without fear, we don't need to become a nation that is so militarized that we can't enjoy the freedoms that people fought for 246 years ago." Here's what else we know so far. He had previously posted violent imagery online. Mr. Potato Head in the face, the suspected gunman is an aspiring rapper, okay? The bitch think that he's Eminem living off an 8 Mile girl who goes by the name of Awake the Rapper, okay? Well, now you're going to be awakening to your pussy being blown open, baby, on Cell Block 8 by Big Dick Derek. How about that, baby? Oh, you're going to be awakened all right, baby. Okay, they're going to give you 2 mouths. By the time you're done serving your half of a life sentence, baby, for killing these high-end ass mayonnaise folk. And post music videos on YouTube and other social media. Wait a minute. Park, bitch. He got videos on social media. Oh, girl, we have to check this out, girl. And he can't flag me, girl, because he in prison right now, too, girl. Hold on, let's go to this old nasty piece of YouTube page, girl. Let's see Vanilla Ice, girl. How you doing? Oh, wait, the rapper, bitch. I know you fucking lying. How you doing? Whoop! My God. What in the hell, girl? What? How you doing? Whoop! YouTube must have snatched his shit down, girl. How you doing, girl? Cause I wanted to get an old nasty piece of laugh in, girl. What is this bitch YouTube name? How you doing? Awake the Rapper, girl. They must have snatched his shit down on the YouTube. Ooh, okay, let's type in his government name, girl. Robert Cremo III. Ooh. You know, girl. 4th of July, Chicago. Robert is a rapper named Awake and has disturbing music video. Where did they find this nigga shit at? Is it gone by now? Did they snatch it down, girl? Because YouTube is good for snatching a serial killer shit, girl. I just want to see him embarrass the mayonnaise race. What in the Eminem, come get your people, baby. Come get your people, baby. Come get your second cousin, Eminem. Girl, you owe it to the culture, bitch. Y'all need to go ask the real Slim Shady to stand the fuck up and come get his close to can, girl. He out of control. How doing? Girl, they done snatch his shit down, girl. Awake the rapper on my mind, girl. Awake the rapper, the official, girl. Danny Phantom. I don't want no audio, baby. I want a nasty piece of visual, girl. I'm about to play one of these goddamn reaction videos, girl. What in the hell? Robert Creamer awake the rapper, girl. Girl, I am shook right now. This bitch is a rapper, girl. And why is different YouTube channels posting his shit? Hold on. Ooh. Girl, he just gonna stand in the camera like this for a minute and 26 seconds and everybody gonna be shook that he a goddamn serial killer, girl? Y'all just gonna let this man stand in front of the camera like this looking down at the ground, girl, for a minute and 26 seconds, girl, and then wonder why he out there shooting up damn parades, girl? Girl, it looked like he was overlooking the goddamn blueprint for the goddamn attack right here. Oh, girl, wait a minute. See, it's the flickering, girl. See, that right there, girl, it's the brain glitching and freezing, bitch, and realigning, girl. The goddamn algorithm of thoughts, girl, is distorted, girl. Oh, my God. What in the hell? Oh, my goodness. Did the Highland Park suspect make a music video hinting at him committing a similar attack? Girl, we're gonna have to do a part 3, bitch. I'm gonna have to go through some of his work, girl. And we're gonna have to get into some things, baby, because this is definitely a developing story. My God. I'm shook right now. Okay, girl. So the suspected gunman is an aspiring rapper who goes by the name of Wake the Rapper and posts music videos on YouTube and other social media platforms. NPR's Cheryl Corley tells Morning Edition that some of those videos are ominous and violent, including one that shows a stick figure with an automatic rifle and a person lying in a pool of blood. Another shows a person in a classroom pulling on a tactical helmet and vest and reaching into a backpack, which we just saw here, y'all. There it is right here, girl. Hold on, let me screenshot this, because I'm going to have to come back to this, girl. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Those videos have since, been taken down, Corley reports. Rotary, the mayor, had previously told NBC that she doesn't believe the suspect was previously known to police, but that several of his online posts reflected a plan and a desire to commit carnage for a long time in advance. She also said she knew him when he was a Cub Scout and she was the Cub Scout leader. His family is known in the community, according to Corley. His father runs a convenience store in the area and ran for mayor of Highland Park in 2019, losing to Rotary by more than a 2-1 margin. Jesus. He was taken into custody after a police chase. Cremo, then a person of interest, was taken into custody some 8 hours after the shooting took place. Highland Park Police Chief Lloyd Jogman said at a Monday evening briefing that an officer spotted him driving a silver Hyundai Fit in North Chicago and pulled him over in a traffic stop. The man tried to flee, but the officer called in backup and after a brief pursuit, apprehended him without incident. That part. Rotary told Morning Edition that she understands the suspect was able to elude police for so long by driving all over the place. Well, he wouldn't have been able to had they driven bullets all across the back of his motherfucking Hyundai, bitch. I think that they were able to get him at some point with the unbelievable collaboration of several agencies, municipal police departments, the FBI, the ATF, and the Illinois State Police. This is how far mayonnaise folk go, girl, to protect mayonnaise evil, baby, okay? To ensure that there is no incident, girl. They don't rely on their bullet, baby. They don't rely on their goddamn training, baby. Instead, baby, they make it a family affair to make sure that mayonnaise serial killers and maniacs and mayonnaise monsters, girl, are safely apprehended, baby. So even if they got to call in several agencies, girl, the municipal police departments, girl, the FBI, the ATC, girl, if they got to call in the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, girl, if they got to call in the goddamn honor roll students, baby, and make it a town family affair, they're going to ensure that mayonnaise evil, girl, is safely extracted, girl, and tucked into some damn laboratory somewhere, okay? Notably, Monday's shooting came in the wake of high-profile mass shootings in New York and Texas, and as outrage continued to build over the police killing of 25-year-old Jalen Walker in Akron, Ohio, last week. Speaking to Morning Edition about the case on Tuesday, Brookings Institution fellow Rashawn Ray drew a distinction between the way that police apprehended Walker, who is Black, and mayonnaise criminal suspects like Cremo III. Quote, the important point is that Jalen Walker was unarmed at the time that he was killed, and a lot of people consider that to be overkill compared to a mayonnaise man who recently killed police officers, compared to just yesterday on Independence Day, a person who shoots into a crowd of people, kills people, and is apprehended peacefully, he said. The majority of those injured were treated for gunshot wounds. Those who were wounded in Monday's shooting ranged in age from 8 to 85 years old, including 4 or 5 children. Member station WBEZ reports that dozens of people were taken to several area hospitals, and that while the vast majority were treated for gunshot wounds, some suffered injuries while escaping the chaotic scene. Dr. Breham Temple of Highland Park Hospital said that 25 of the 26 people treated there were gunshot victims, and that 19 of them had been treated and released. Highland Park Fire Chief Joseph Scragge had said that the crews on the scene responded quickly, and witnesses helped to tie tourniquets, baby. Baby, I was about to go completely blank on that word, girl. Tourniquets, girl. That witnesses helped to tie tourniquets, girl, on people. Details are emerging about the victims. 5 of the 6 victims in the attack were adults who died at the scene, according to the Lake County coroner, Jennifer Bennett, and the 6th victim died at a local hospital. Some have been publicly identified by their loved ones. Those include Nicholas Toledo, who came from Mexico several months ago to stay with his family. His granddaughter, Miss Toledo, told WBEZ that they had been enjoying the parade when bullets started raining toward them. 3 of them struck her grandfather. Another hit her father in the arm as she was trying to shield him. Her boyfriend was shot in the back as he tried to run away. Quote, he was the one who saved all of our lives, she said of her grandfather. Quote, it would have been me, my boyfriend, or my cousins. The family has created a GoFundMe page to raise money for funeral expenses. The fundraiser honors the father of 8 and grandfather to many as loving, creative, adventurous, and funny. Quote, as a family, we are broken and numb, they wrote. Our condolences go out to all of the other families who lost a loved one today. North Shore Congregation Israel announced in a statement that one of the victims was Jackie Sadine, who it described as a lifelong congregant and a longtime member of their staff. Quote, Jackie's work, kindness, and warmth touched us all, from her early days teaching at the Gates of Learning preschool to guiding innumerable amongst us through life's moments of joy and sorrow as our events and Benitzvahs, girl, coordinator, all of this with tireless dedication, the synagogue wrote. It added that there are no words sufficient to express the depth of our grief for Jackie's death and sympathy for her family and loved ones. Witness described the chaotic scene. Monday's 4th of July parade was the suburbs' first since before the pandemic. The scene quickly turned to one of fear and panic when the shooter began firing around 10:14 a.m. local time, according to authorities. First thing in the morning, girl. First on arrival. Ain't even got your day started yet. And you're about to witness people's lives be taken and be running to secure your own. It's not clear exactly how many shots were fired, but several witnesses say they heard 20 to 25 shots in rapid succession. Jessica Antes, one of the MCs of the parade, tells Morning Edition that it took a moment for people to realize what was happening. Quote, we were like 10, 15 minutes into it, and literally my co-host Ryan and I, we looked at each other, we're like, that's got to be fireworks, right? Somebody setting off fireworks, she recalls. And then we saw just people scattering and screaming. Miles Zaramiski told NPR that he initially mistook the gunshots for a car backfiring or fireworks. Then came the stampede. Quote, and then I gingerly went a little bit forward, and all of a sudden I see blood on the cement, he said. My God. And I see individuals in pools of blood, and I knew there was a mass shooting. Alexander Sandoval, who had gone to the parade with his family and their dog, told NPR it was a terrifying day. Quote, I put my son and a little brother and puppy in the garage dumpster and ran back to look for my partner, and I saw people on the ground shot, Sandoval recalled. And all I wanted to do was get my phone, call, make sure we get reunited and get out of there. The holiday saw half a dozen mass shootings. The incident at the Highland Park parade was one of several mass shootings that took place across the country on the 4th of July, girl. It was only one of several mass shootings, girl, that took place on the 4th. According to a tracker from the Gun Violence Archive, one person was killed and a total of 18 injured in 5 other mass shootings in Massachusetts, California, Missouri, Virginia, and of course, Chicago. The nonprofit defines mass shootings as incidents in which a minimum of 4 victims, excluding the shooter, are shot and either injured or killed. By their count, there have already been 314 mass shootings in the U.S. this year. And as you guys recall, when I reported on this yesterday, we annually have at least 400 mass shootings a year. We are already dawning upon half of that in the total of that in just half the time. Usually we are reaching 400 by the end of the year. We are accomplishing 400 mass shootings in half the time. We're going to be at, God forbid, 1,000 mass shootings by the end of the year. The violence is accelerating. So that's what we know so far, girl. This mayonnaise man who looks like a goddamn thumbtack in the face is and was a goddamn rapper. Apparently, he might have been hinting to his mania and psychopathicness through what he calls his art in music videos. YouTube has already removed the content from the platform, but luckily a lot of other content creators were doing reaction videos. So I'm going to be scourging through, girl, those reaction videos and slicing up some of this footage, and we're going to be coming back to get into this art, girl, and what its implications were. He was taken into custody without incident after he took police on a high-speed chase, girl, and was driving all over the place. They chose not to use guns. They chose not to employ missiles. They chose not to get helicopters with missile capabilities and shoot this bitch off the highway, girl. What they chose to do instead is call in the FBI, the goddamn SWAT team, the military, girl, the goddamn Olympics, girl, and just have them circle around his ass in a prayer circle, girl, and bring the goddamn car to a motherfucking end, okay? Sentencing will be had shortly, girl. Apparently, he was the only shooter involved. The mother allegedly had no idea about her son's plans. And this is all a fucking hot mess. Everybody from 8 to 85 years of age lost their motherfucking life. People lost their grandparents. People lost their children. You have the trauma of those who survived this incident. Absolutely ridiculous. Mr. Cremo dressed as a woman, girl, to disguise his tattoos and facial tattoos, girl. Okay, he was out there looking like Jessica Rabbit on the goddamn rooftop, okay, with his assault rifle. This explains why they couldn't really describe the suspect when they had initially released a description of him, girl. They didn't know whether he was wearing a white shirt, a blue shirt, girl. They didn't even know what goddamn gender this nigga was, okay? Now, Drea said that the mom is lying. You know, she may be. You know, who knows? But, you know, the truth is, Mayonnaise parents do not really be policing their children like that, to be honest. Mayonnaise parents be up there drunk and heartbroken, suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome from a goddamn previous marriage, you know, high on cigarettes and shit, watching the goddamn soap ops while little Johnny be downstairs building a whole goddamn atomic bomb in the goddamn basement, girl. You know? So either she did know or didn't know. You know, I don't know. You know, Mayonnaise parents are very hands-off, baby. They allow for a lot of freedoms and liberties when it comes to their children and things, child. You know, they be very removed a lot of times, honey. They allow for a lot of creative freedom when it comes to their children, girl. Okay, their children be damn swimming with dolphins and sharks and shit at 7 years of age, girl. Okay? So, you know, I don't know whether the mom knew or not, girl. You know, and hold on, let me pull up his motherfucking picture again. I'm gonna drop the link too and let y'all sound off on this because, you know, I was a little bit too threw off yesterday to really put up with a conversation, girl, because it was just a hot mess. But this is him, girl. You know, it don't look like he was properly parented, girl. This looked like the type of child that you just threw money at, girl. You know, he went on into the attic, girl, into his privacies, girl. He looked like the type of goddamn mayonnaise child that had all type of caution tape and all type of damn heavy metal stickers and skeleton stickers and shit on his door, girl. You already knew that it was a demonic ram, girl, coming up the goddamn staircase, baby. Okay, you could probably smell the goddamn sofa through the cracks and crevices in the damn door, baby. Okay, the type of goddamn room that was always damn dark, girl. He had them snatched all the light bulbs and shit out the damn ceiling, girl. He around there lighting candles and shit. You know, he got an old nasty piece of I'ma kill everybody desktop, girl, lodged in the corner, honey. Okay, where he got all his goddamn bullets and rifles, girl, and all his goddamn satanic ass spells and shit. All type of goddamn racism and white supremacist shit carved into the damn walls with his fingernails, girl. I want to see the crime. I want to see the crime scene photographs, girl, from the bedroom. I want to see it, girl, because I know that bedroom looked at Illuminati and demonic, bitch. I know it. Okay, I can't wait until they scrummage through his IP, girl, his web browser, girl. They're gonna be finding all type of goofy shit, girl, all type of evil goofy shit. Oh yes, they're gonna find out that he been about this life for a long time, baby. Very, very long time. Yes, very Charles Manson like. Call me blessed. Let me drop that link. Mods, if y'all can rotate this link, if anybody want to come up and sound off and speak their piece, girl, hit the link. Tell me what you think, child. This is Mr. Crimsall, girl. This is Eminem's third cousin, girl. I think we got some teams to take up with Mr. Eminem, girl. I will be DMing Eminem right after this, girl. I'm trying to figure out, girl, why he did not liberate the rest of his goddamn family, girl. He left these goddamn mayonnaise folk to be broke, girl, eating frozen pies and shit out of Dollar General, girl. And these folk out here taking this shit out on other folk, baby. Okay, now it's sad to say that I was happy that this wasn't another goddamn racially motivated ass shooting, but Nobody deserves to be motherfucking murdered in cold blood. Okay? Nobody does. It wasn't us this time, baby. But I bet you all them other several mass shootings, girl, involved us. Because I'm going to be looking into those as well, girl. The goddamn mass shootings that took place in Wisconsin and Massachusetts and everywhere else. What's going on? And good afternoon, Anya. Welcome to the platform, love. What are your thoughts on Mr. Cremo?
It's just there's an agenda here. I'm glad it's not, a deliberate racially motivated or targeted. But there's definitely an agenda here. This is so tiresome. It's so draining. I stopped watching the news because it was always something bad. You rarely get good, positive information, reports on the news. And now, it's like you can't go on social media without, seeing some bad news. So it's sickening. But I do think there's an agenda. When it started going viral, what happened? People were like, in the comments, defending him, he's homosexual, or same gender loving. And he grew up in a single parent home, and all that. And it's just like okay, now he's a self-proclaimed rapper, like I always over analyze things, because sometimes things are very much black and white, but there are gray areas that blurred lines. So you have to like really try to look into the psyche of these people that just have no type of respect for life, no value. He gives me the energy of he probably would have killed his mom too. Like one of those kids like you were describing it, I think they call it emu, like,
ass nigga.
Yeah, and you low-key hate your life, you low-key hate your parent or parents, and you despise. I'm telling there's something about us melanated people that I don't care, although we're very much divided and toxic in our own ways as a community, but there's something in us that we're so super strong in surviving, because that's all we've been doing, surviving from the time they came and came to our original homeland. We've been surviving because of them. We're not really living because it's like we're in a day-to-day combat every day. You can't even leave out your house and go, as we know, simply go to a supermarket. You may not make it back home. So we're surviving daily. They can't do that. Although, there is mental health in the issues in the Black community or whatever, we still survive it. May not be always in the proper way, but we know how to take lemons and make lemonade. They can't do that. They want to be us so bad that it does something to them, that they feel like, if they can't beat us, then let's just erase us. They can't even erase us because their women want us, and truly deep down their men want us. They can't help but to hate us because they want to be us. Jealousy and envy is like real. It's a real thing that can motivate the deepest root of hate in a person. And it's so crazy because.
Do you think that some people are saying that this could be politically motivated, because a lot of these mass shootings are now taking place in places that don't even have gun violence history, etc. And with this whole agenda to take guns off the streets and to get these weapons off the streets, and gun regulation and gun control, do you think that these are agents for that agenda?
I personally believe wholeheartedly that this is Satan, period. This is the works of the devil. So it doesn't matter if it's political, It doesn't matter if it's just racially motivated. It doesn't matter. None of that. But at the end of the day, this is the whole devil. It's the whole devil. So we have to, like, individually and together, we have to get in a place where we become healthy and conscious. We really need to strip our minds, not of everything they taught us, because it's always good to know your adversary. You need to know your adversary, the way they think, how they operate. You need to know that, but we also need to strip our minds and truly learn who we are as a people, like who we really are, because some of us have subscribed to the European notions that is the way to be. And then you have some of us that feel like, you know what I mean, we have to be, you know what I'm saying, we want to be where they are. It ain't all milk and honey. It ain't all milk and honey. Yeah, they have some rights. We all want rights and freedoms, but it's not all milk and honey. Like, so again, that's why I say we are survivors, because we're gonna push through any circumstances. But it's really, really sad that you can't even go outside and even just not even go outside your house. Because beyond just this, you could be in your bed. When we've heard stories of people being in their home, sleep in bed, and somebody was shooting, and a bullet went through. You know what I'm saying? So even though this is the topic, it's just, for me, every day, guns are the problem. But I know people that use the guns are really the problem, because a gun can't pull its own trigger.
Let me tell you something, Anya. I told people yesterday in my live stream when I covered this event that I only fuck with my loved ones at this point. I don't even be frolicking at clubs and lounges and public events, and I ain't even go and celebrate a Pride Month, out in the city or anything. And even when it comes to me just doing events like with my loved ones, like we have private and personal get-togethers when we want to get into some teams and we want to get lit and everything. But hell, I even got them motherfuckers walking through a metal detector in my damn house. I don't trust them hoes either. Okay, Grandma, put your purse in the metal detector, baby.
I was just going to say,
you coming through cute too.
Conscious. I was just going to say, you got to check the people that's around you too, because I just got a phone call early this morning that, back in my hometown, I'm from New Jersey. So back in my hometown, there was a cookout. I don't even know why we even celebrating 4th of July. It has nothing to do with us. There was a cookout, and a relative came to the cookout. You got a target on your back. You have a target on your back, and you come into a cookout where there are innocent people that have nothing to do with it, children and everything, and it got shot up. And then a little kid in the hospital fighting for his life right now. So for me, it's like, I understand we talking about the mass shootings, but it's just the shootings, period. It's too much. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not scared to go outside and all of that or whatever, but I just don't see the need. Like, I'm just like, I don't even see the need, because that's what my intuition is telling me. If you don't have to go out there, don't go out there. It's zombies out there. Ain't nothing but the Walking Dead out there. So there's no need for me to go out there and walk amongst the Walking Dead. I got life. They're going to try to attack me sooner or later. You know what I'm saying?
That is perfect. I want to, before I get to the rest of the panelists, I want to read this breaking news I just got to my phone. This is from forward.com, but security director says the suspect in July the 4th Highland Park shooting was sizing up the synagogue as well. The suspect in the deadly 4th of July mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, paid an alarming visit to the city's Chabad Synagogue during Passover, said the congregation's volunteer security director. Quote, he was definitely sizing up the synagogue, Martin Blumenthal said Tuesday in an interview. Robert E. Cremo III, whom police apprehended Monday evening and have described as both a suspect and person of interest in the shooting, showed up at the Central Avenue Synagogue on the last day of Passover this year. He stood out from the typical Chabad visitor. Primo was wearing all black clothes in the goth emo style, according to Blumenthal, including black gloves. He was also wearing a knapsack, which Blumenthal, after going over to introduce himself, squeezed to check for weapons. He didn't feel any. I know that's right. Quote, he said his name was Bobby and he lived in the neighborhood, Blumenthal said. adding, quote, "I watched him the whole entire time," as you should have. After sitting in the sanctuary for about 45 minutes, Cremo, who was 22, left by bike, according to Blumenthal. The Times of the Israel Tuesday reported that the synagogue's rabbi, Yosef, I ain't even going to pronounce the last name, also said that Cremo had visited his synagogue during Passover. Authorities have not yet attributed a motive to the shooting that killed 6 and injured dozens at a 4th of July parade. Highland Park had a significant Jewish population and is home to several other synagogues and Jewish institutions. Hold on, let me see this here. Oh, shit. One of the 2 people killed in the shooting and identified by law enforcement and family is Jewish. Jackie Sadim, 63 years of age, who coordinated events and used to teach preschool at a North Shore Congregation Israel, a Reformed synagogue in Highland Park. Those close to the incident said that there may be other Jewish victims amongst the dead. The other victim, identified as Nicholas Toledo, 73 years of age, a grandfather who arrived in the U.S. from Mexico in the 1980s and spent his last days fishing and swimming with his family. Though Blumenthal believed Cremo was scoping out the synagogue, which he estimated had 125 people there that day, he did not check the man's ID or report the incident to police. He said, to the best of his knowledge, Cremo had not broken any laws by coming into the synagogue and that he had felt he had handled the situation appropriately. Quote, "I profiled him. I knew what he was up to," said Blumenthal, quote, "but he didn't cause a disturbance or anything, so I was just watching him." The synagogue, which sits on Monday's 4th of July parade route, Central Avenue, just a few blocks from the site of Monday's carnage, hires an armed off-duty police officer to protect the congregation on Sabbath and holidays. This person's last name, who I'm not going to butcher, said in an interview. He also said there aren't people in the synagogue with a license to carry. Blumenthal declined to say whether he was armed when Cremo visited. Blumenthal, who had been attending Central Avenue Synagogue since he came to town in 1985, was one of countless Highland Park's residents who knew someone affected by the shooting. He said the sister of a childhood friend had a grazed wound and her niece was in the hospital with a wounded leg. In spite of the Passover incident, which Blumenthal said he reported to authorities as soon as he saw Cremo's pictures on the news, he did not want to speculate on the motive of the shooter. A 2019 mass shooting at Chapad of Poway, a synagogue near San Diego, which killed a congregant and injured 3 others, also occurred on the last day of Passover. This nigga was trying to be contemplating and was right on the precipice of trying to pull a Dylan Roof. He absolutely was trying to pull a Dylan Roof. Now, I know that, which is the infamous Charleston church shooting. This dude was absolutely on to something. Shit. He probably was trying to get the nerves going to start his craziness. He went from that synagogue, he was at another synagogue, and ultimately decided that he was going to be super ballsy at the 4th of July parade. Those people, as far as I'm concerned, these Jewish folk, baby, they got by and got off by a hair on their chinny chin. The only thing that probably stood between them and this man taking the lives of all those people in those synagogues was the fact that he was just fearful. He was fearful. Because even though these psychopaths bring themselves to eventually execute their plan, they, a lot of times, they etch toward or have kind of like training experiences. And I think the same thing was the case for the Buffalo shooter as well, who had been seen, he had mapped out and had been seen in that same grocery store that he eventually took the lives of 10 Black and brown people in. He had been there a few months prior. He had made a few visits to the grocery store. One was to stake it out, according to his memo. And then one time he came back to actually execute the plan, but he got shook and scared because there was a police officer there at the grocery store, etc. Them Jewish people are probably more goddamn saved today than they ever have been to know that this motherfucker pulled into their synagogue and was probably ready for goddamn war. Ready for war. I want to get to Miss Mayasia.
Hi, baby.
Hey.
It's Miss My Asia. How
My
are you?
Asia. Hey, good afternoon, love. Welcome to the platform. What are your thoughts about the trash?
This is like my second time on your
Yes.
show, which I love your show. I've been following
Thank
you
you,
for
boo.
years now.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm not gonna take a long time, but I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm not gonna take up a whole lot of your time, but I've been doing a lot of research, and apparently this person was what recently attended a MAGA rally. And clearly is like a Republican, one of those make America great again lunatics. And that's one of the reasons why when we see a lot of these shootings, why law enforcement and all these intelligence agencies, they don't do anything, because they're all a part of the same system, the whole same belief system, and they feel the same way. We gotta, you know I personally believe in defunding the police, because I don't see how they are helping communities of color. Um, I think they're doing more harm than good. But yeah, this person clearly was a MAGA, from what I'm reading, that they were a MAGA, supporter. Um, I think that when black men, in terms of getting these guns off the streets and for them to actually do some sort of really meaningful gun reform and things like that, it's going to take a black man or a Hispanic man to become a vigilante before they start to really do something. Right now, they're trying to protect their Second Amendment rights. They want to keep their guns so that they can keep being terrorists. They want to keep their guns. Why do you think they're fighting so hard against any real significant gun reform? And for me, it's just like all of it is just like it's bullcrap. you know I was on one of the black blogs, a real popular black blog, recently, like in the last hour, and they're saying that this person, because he was dressed in a wig, was transgender.
Yes.
And a lot of people are really subscribing to that idea, not realizing that cis men have historically thrown on gildas and wigs for centuries to commit crimes. And I think it's really unfair, because there are a lot of trans women that are so far removed from the internet. The average trans woman of color is actually out living her life. She doesn't have time to be on Shade Room and all these other places to see what people are saying about them. And all of the stuff, that's, I think, this narrative that every now we're going to start to blame trans people, the way black people have been the scapegoat for so long. Now, white America has this new scapegoat, and now, okay, we're going to commit these crimes, and we're going to put on a wig, and they'll blame the trans community that we hate anyway. And a lot of black people are subscribing to that, and I'm just like, y'all need to wake up. Like, this is some bullshit. If y'all don't see how y'all being played and they're playing in our face, we have got to really unite as a people.
And people who have hate and prejudices in their hearts for these groups are going to assign that narrative to these incidences anyway. Even when the truth is, they discovered that he wore that as a disguise.
Yeah, to blend in.
He has tattoos and he has notable marks on his face. So he dressed as another gender in order to pull this off. But because you actually have people that are transphobic and homophobic, they will remove all of that context for their own personal gain in these incidents and further the stigma and the discrimination around people. It's really wild. They did the same thing to, was it the Buffalo shooter too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
and I think
somebody had jokingly, somebody had put out some fake news and had put out an image that was not the Buffalo shooter.
Yes.
It happened to be a trans wonder or a non-gender conforming person or a cross-dresser, etc., had pushed that narrative and everybody ran with it that the Buffalo shooter was also transgendered. So
yeah,
it's really wild.
I want to say to my people, like, we're all beautiful melanated people. We need to really see how they played us against one another. And I want us to join and band together. My prayer every day is that we come together as a people, that we wake the fuck up. Pardon me for cursing on your platform, but I'm so angry at how we're so, like, easily misled and easily manipulated. You know, the media doesn't help much. And I pray that this world just feels so dark. It feels so dark, and I'm not, you know, I'm always really a positive person, but this is really starting to affect my mental health. Like, I didn't go to Pride this year. I didn't go to any 4th of July functions like you. Like, I understand when you said it. Like, I just want to be home, or stay close to home, or go to my safe spaces, and because people are crazy.
Yes.
And it's scary. Like, I'm
People
scared.
getting killed in schools, in classrooms, in churches, at
Supermarkets.
concerts, at supermarkets, in parking lots. I mean, there is all these communal spaces are now under siege.
Yeah, it is. But I love you.
Yes.
I appreciate you. I thank you for your content and for your opinion, and what you're trying to do, and you're trying to enlighten the world, and I appreciate that, and I rocks with you.
Thank you so much, love. I appreciate you, and amazing talking points.
Okay.
Stay blessed and stay safe.
You too, baby. Bye.
Okay, boo. Philip, you are a Chicago native, right? Because I believe I saw your comment in my previous live, right?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are loud, live, and in color. Welcome to the platform, love. Your thoughts, especially as a Chicagoan yourself.
My condolences to the people in Arlington Heights. It's about an hour away from where I live at. I stay in the suburbs too. I stay in the west suburbs, but I'm from the city of Chicago. I hate that had to happen. My condolences, but my thing is, like, this past weekend in Chicago, there was over, for black and brown people, 65 people got shot, and then it was like 10 people were killed. And this has been going on since like early spring. So it's like, where is I understand this was a mass thing and something out the norm, but where is the energy for our black and brown community here in Chicago? Like this weekend that just passed, nobody is talking about all the people that's been shot in the city of Chicago. It's like they just forgot about that, and 10 people has died, and that's pretty much
What's
going
crazy,
on.
Philip, is that the violence and gun violence is so rampant in Chicago that I think a lot of people are desensitized. It's almost like they expect Chicago to be a war-torn environment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
A lot of people have been desensitized because it takes away from the extremity of the terror that's pervasive in those Chicago streets.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people are, a lot of people are, desensitized. They're like, oh, it's going, well, we know it's the weekend, what's going to happen, and it's like now, I don't really go. I went out to the city this past weekend because it was my birthday and I wanted to do stuff. But it's like, if I don't have to go to the city of Chicago to take care of like some personal business or anything like that, I don't go to the city. The last time I went to the city for a doctor's appointment, and I come up out of the doctor's appointment, they got the street blocked off and tape wrapped around, so I know somebody had been shot or something. So I try to avoid going to the city at all costs, and that's unfortunate coming from a person that lives, right here, in the inner, close to the inner city. I'm like 10 minutes. I can drive 10 minutes from my house, and I'm in the city of Chicago. But I just don't mess with it because, and then you had mentioned, I think on your show, I think it was yesterday, you know, my mother always kind of instilled that in me. She's like, you better be prayed up before you leave about this house,
Yeah.
because you don't know if you're gonna, come back in. So, I try to make sure, like, that's one of my daily prayers when I wake up. Like, God, please shield and protect me as I leave and as I come back, as I'm running my errands. Because we just like the young lady just said, we live in a very just wicked times, and it's just unfortunate. It makes you, not want to do nothing. Naturally, I'm a loner anyway, so it don't bother me, to be in the house. But I probably would be a little bit more active and go to a lot of events and things that happen in the city. But it's just like now, there's just the city is just running. It's just wow. It's
Running
crazy.
wild, my. I mean, so what do you? I mean, as a Chicagoan, like, what is it? Like, is it the lack of political movement? Like, is it the wrong people in office? Like, is the issue the politicians? Is it the laws?
I,
Like,
it's the laws. It's the people that they have in office. They revote these same people back in office every 4 years. And another thing that that's been brought up and kind of brought to my attention, like, people don't think about the judges. Like, when we go vote, how they had a big old list of judges that you have to vote. You have to look at those judges too, because they're the ones that letting these guys that have been to jail 2 or 3 times for these gun offenses, letting these guys back out, on these bonds and or on house arrest. So, it's just the same routine here. We got people that's been in office, been 20, 30 years here. And it's like, we need a change. Like, the people need to go and pick new people to be in office and, give somebody else another chance. But they just, the people of Chicago just continue to vote the same people over and over, and we're not getting any change. So
wow.
that's definitely a big part of it. But no matter probably who we have in office as mayor, before I'm finna grab ready to call her Larry Lori. Before her, we had Rahm Emanuel, and it was the same thing. And before him, it was Mayor Davis. You know, it's just been, they none of them have been able to come in and do anything, with these crimes. And then I also heard here that they are short of police officers. Like, when all the looting and stuff had started like a year or two ago with COVID, like, a lot of people the cops had started to retire. So yeah, it's crazy. But the
What are your
people need.
personal plans? Like, are you stuck in Chicago by circumstances? Like, are you hoping to get out of Chicago, or are you gonna try to navigate
You know
Chicago?
what? I want to leave. I want to leave. There's been a couple places that I have visited, but I haven't stayed there long enough to say, you know what, I want to live here. But I feel like, the only person that's really keeping me here is my mother, and she's somewhat kind of semi-sick and needs a little assistance with things. But no, I don't even want to, at this point, if I go somewhere and I really like it and I visit and I can stay there maybe a week or two, like, I really want to bounce, because as long I'm just over it. It's just like it's the same repeated thing over and over again, especially when the spring and the summer hit. It's the worst. And then even now, it seems like after COVID hit, it's like the crime is even higher now in the winter months, where usually it would calm down, sometime in the winter months. It's like they running rampant in the wintertime.
Mm, mm.
The carjackings, it's like we probably number one or two for carjackings this past year. Like, they stealing people cars, and it's really, I'm from here, but I don't want to be here. And I think you had mentioned something about, like, the inner cities and your other, like, yeah, I definitely, I'm where I'm at now is cool. It's okay, but because I've lived here my entire life, yeah, it's like I feel like I need to change.
Yeah, absolutely. It, it's insane to me. I've said it before in a live that America specializes in the symptoms and refuses to treat the the roots. If people are being mugged, cars are being burglarized and stolen, people, homes are being burglarized, and what that clearly should be interpreted as by any intelligent observer is that these crimes are motivated by capital. People are trying to gain a per capital for themselves, even if it's by taking someone else's capital and resources and making it their own, which ultimately is an issue of poverty and lack.
Right.
Because people
Yeah.
are trying to put food on the table by any means. People are trying to take care of their families by any means, even if that's at the expense of the lives and the well-being of other human beings. And it's just really fucked up that the country constantly has conversations around laws. The laws have nothing to do with the root of the motherfucking issue. People trying to eat. If you feed the fucking people, you would reduce the fucking crime. If you supply the fucking communities the way that the communities need to be fucking supplied, with proper education, with mental health resources, you have all these trauma bonding individuals. Y'all pack them in ghettos and hoods.
Yeah.
Y'all got all these people running wild who've been indoctrinated by religion, don't even have an appreciation for conventional mainstream mental health services. You got all the shit, and yet the country wants to have a conversation around the laws. The laws are made to be broken by people who don't give a fuck about them. That's not going to be the remedy, is the laws. And I'm just sick. And that's why I don't even like to talk about politics. I don't even like to report on shit like this, because it's like we're not even having the conversation that needs to fucking be had. So
CTV, check this out though. Chicago, I remember I was watching a documentary. They're saying Chicago is kind of like how Detroit and how St. Louis is in terms of abandoned buildings or abandoned warehouses, work not being there for the people in the neighborhoods. And just like you're saying, I think it's a poverty issue, because people are out trying to get money. I mean, it's the same thing in Houston. You know, prices are 65% on inflation, and everybody's trying to make a living. So it's like, what do you think the people that feel like they can't make it are going to do?
The people who already been struggling, the people who already been living check to check, the people who already been living on the edge, the people whose whole livelihood was already thinned out. Motherfuckers need a goddamn PPP loan just to get a grocery cart full of groceries now because of inflation. Baloney, damn, $20. You need to fraudulently apply for a damn PPP loan just to damn get a carton full of damn food. And these issues, and it's not going to get no better, because there's nowhere in this country statistically where you can even live on your own as a single person in a 1-bedroom on minimum wage. So then what the fuck is the point of minimum wage when minimum wage can't even cover your basic necessities like housing, insurance, food, etc.? The fact that we still have a minimum wage standard in this country that nobody can even leverage themselves off of, because nowhere in this country can you live anywhere successfully and functionally off of minimum wage independently. So you got to have a full-time job, part-time job, 2 full-time jobs, 2 part-time jobs to equate to 1 full-time job, and a side hustle, and know how to braid hair, and know how to slap a lace closure down, and sell a little bit of weed on the side, and then to y'all's point about living through a pandemic that snatched and ripped everything from everybody. You have people suffering now in more ways, emotionally, psychologically, and just in their actual livelihood than you had prior. So it's definitely of no surprise that the violence is absolutely pervasive.
Yeah. And I have 2 brothers that, are ex-cons, and, I've watched them over the years. It's been very difficult for them to find employment. That's another thing. They don't have any type of programs for these guys. That, if they do have programs, it's very limited. They have a hard time, when they go to try to, find a job, even though some of that stuff happened years ago. But, they just have the most difficult time just trying to find employment. So, yeah, I mean, I understand why people, are doing, what they're doing because people trying to survive. I just got a nice little raise, was super excited about it, like in early March. But then when the inflation thing hit, like that raise was gone. Like it's going towards gas and buying groceries. It's like that money went. It's like I got happy for no reason. So
Jesus Christ.
it,
Well,
it's unfortunate.
I was watching a video of a guy who was in practically a goddamn 4x4 apartment. Like literally, it was a hallway with a little ladder that went up to a loft bed. That was an apartment in New York. Literally, if he spread out both his arms could touch the walls of his apartment, which was literally a hallway, a small hallway that had a slit for a closet, that had a stove, a microwave, and a little counter and a window at the end of it. They have a communal bathroom.
Oh wow.
Like a dormitory bathroom style. They don't even have a personal bathroom. And a little ladder that goes up to a square surface, a rectangular surface that's meant for a mattress and a sleeping surface. And that apartment ran for $1,400.
Yeah, that's about right. I'm from New York.
That's about right.
That's about right. Because I live in Queens, and we live in a 3-bedroom apartment, and it's $8,000 for where I stay at.
Oh my God.
Wow. And then when I left my house, so this is crazy because my family didn't believe me, but when I moved out, because I had gotten an opportunity to work with Facebook in San Antonio, Texas, I got my first apartment. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, plus $750 pools. Boom, literally like $775.
Yeah, I know that because I'm from there. Yeah, San Antonio is cheap.
And I was like, I called my mom and I said, I just signed my lease, and she's like, oh my God, why would you do that? Like how much you paying? Because I know your job is good, but how much you paying? I'm like $775, almost like $775. She was like, you got roaches? You got that? You got that? I was like, no. And I gave my family a whole tour on camera, and they were just like, my stepdad was like, so why am I still here? I'm like, because you're stuck to New York. Like, they just have this weird mentality. If they leave New York, you're missing out on something. So they want to stay out here. But now that they're getting older, everybody's kind of like, all right, I think we're ready to go. And I'm like, yeah, so y'all. And then at first, my sister and my brother and I were like, oh, y'all going to leave the apartment to us? And then my stepdad said, y'all could keep up with 8 bands? I said, 8 bands? We were like, nah, we'll go with y'all. Like, it was just like, nah, it's okay. I'm like, I could just go get my own place down south. I'm not even going to stay in New York up north if, like, my family is gone, because there's no point. But it's $8,000 for a 3-bedroom apartment. My other homegirl has, they have, like, a 2-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, but it's in a area that was taken over. English is not my first language, so I always forget that word.
Gentrified?
Yes, sorry, thank you. Gentrified. And it's 2 bedrooms, right? But there's 5 of them living there, and they're paying $4,000 and some change for a 2-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn.
Hell no. Nah. You know how much you could get for, how much house you could get for $8,000 a month down in, you could have a mansion. You would have a mansion for
in Virginia, because my best friend lives down there. She was telling me how a mortgage for a house could be $800 a month. I said a house, and these are houses that in New York are like 1.5, 2.5, $3.5 million. Even those when you come to New York City and you come to Queens and you see these little houses that's like brick houses, like they look regular. They don't look like nothing special. Those houses still run for $1.5 million, because my friend's mom's house runs for $2.5 million right now. And they've been living in that thing for 20 years. And it's literally like near the hood. Like, it's not even like one of those gated communities, because those gated community homes, 8 million and up. You don't even get to see them.
See, that's wild to me, because I like walk outside and I see these $400,000 houses that I guess in y'all's where y'all stay would probably be something like that, $6 million or something crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Well, I mean, I would say for one, like Texas is cool, but the property tax is what will get you, even though it's not going to be anywhere near like what living would be somewhere else. It's still like a pretty penny. But most people that come from other states, like we had an influx of people that came from California because prices are like that. If you have a 2,500 square foot house and it's like $3 million or whatever, and they would sell it and then come to Texas and buy. I'm talking about the biggest CTV. You have your email up.
Oh,
Yeah, you do.
my God.
um,
Anyway.
but
Hey, oh,
yeah, go ahead, Ebony. Go ahead. You got it.
hey, everyone. Um, so I was listening and I wasn't going to jump on, but the young lady that just spoke, that just said something about her mental health and everything being affected. It really broke my heart because that's and my heart goes out to the victims and everything. Please don't get me wrong, but it's just the aftermath of how it gets people riled up and affected, and it just affects them in such a negative way. And I just always have, or try to have, like a positive outlook on life, especially with me, having a relationship with God and everything. And so, nonetheless, I had this scripture come to me, and it was Psalm chapter 91, right? Verses 7 and 8. It says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. So, and it's a beautiful scripture. It's a beautiful chapter, Psalm 91. But I just wanted to like read a little bit of that and just kind of like send some type of positive vibes your way, because in everyone's way, and especially to that young lady, because it is a cold world out here. But I also believe that there is nobody and no authority that has effect over my life than anyone but me. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for everyone. So with all that being said, I just wanted to just encourage y'all that even though we see all this evil going on out here, I just pray that you don't let it consume you, because God always provides. He always has a way, and we are all protected in love. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you for
Positive Patty today.
Thank you for that, baby mother FB. Definitely need positive reinforcement because it is too much going on in the fucking world, and it's sad that the way the country is going, that crime is almost damn justifiable. I mean, this is a deplorable fucking government, and I wish that we would really internalize the Constitution and really pick up on, that little part in the Constitution that said that the American people have the right to completely disintegrate, remix, and resurrect their government all over again if they are dissatisfied with assimilation, honey, because the government done conditioned us to believe that it's the one in control when it's really the American people that have actual authority. So, the spirit of that insurrection this year, it might have been out of context, but I would be lying if I said that I don't believe that there is a place for righteous insurrections to manifest. And if something doesn't change, all of our lives are in danger. Like the fact that nothing is changing for the better in this country is literally like we all should take it personal. This government is endangering all of our lives by it not taking care of minority people, by it not doing what needs to be done for the American people. We at the base level are having to cement our windows closed and carry firearms and to go over and beyond to protect ourselves and to protect our families and to protect our well-being. They are largely responsible
Mm-hmm.
for why we're all
I agree.
stressed out and becoming a damn endangered species at this point.
And just like you said, yeah, take your power back. We all have power. The government, no. Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
definitely ready for a civil war. I definitely believe that.
But that's
Mhm.
what I don't understand about America, because like when I came here, what I was taught was that, oh, you guys are like all about the people. The people is what makes the choices. The people, the ones that make the laws. The people of this. The people that, because that's what I was taught, right? When I came here,
Mhm.
like I said, I'm a whole immigrant. So to me, it's like, damn, like this is crazy to me, because I'm just like, all my life, anywhere, anybody from any other country can say this. I feel like any immigrant can say this. In your own country, even if your country is great, even if you have a great life in your country, right? They'll still make it seem like America is still the best thing. Like, yeah, you might be rich here, but you need to go here. You know what I'm saying? Because here is where it's at. Here is where it's at. Because to me, honestly, I don't want to come here. I was forced to because I was a child. But where I grew up, I had nannies, I had chauffeurs, I had everything I needed. I never had to clean, pick up nothing. I came here and I had to clean my own room, do everything. You think I want to choose this over that? No, I wouldn't. But the way everybody sold the dream, the American dream to me was, oh, you're going to go to school. And then after you get your degree, everything. And then as I'm growing up, people around me are like, oh yeah, I got a degree in political science, but I work at McDonald's. And I'd be like, how? Like, I'm asking grown people. I'm confused, because if you have a degree in this, why don't you have a job in that? And they're like, oh, because America is this, but it's actually split into two. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's Black America and then there's white America. That's when I had to learn, like, oh, I'm not top. I'm not on the top of the food chain here. Like, in my country, Blacks are majority, right? So even if we have, like, I went to school with Asian kids and white kids, but because I was the majority, for me, I never even understood the whole concept of racism or anything, because it was kind of like, okay, like, I'm majority. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought about it till I came here. That's when I started learning all these things, and I'm just like, wait, I'm confused, because it gets jumbled up into one little ball. And I'm just like, so we voting for what? Because it's like, okay, I could vote for a president, but then as soon as I vote for a president, then you have like this group of people that come in and sit down and chooses the president for me. So what was the point of me even telling you what I wanted?
The fact that the only people choosing a president are those in an electoral college state to begin with. The popular vote doesn't even fucking matter at all. Like,
right.
May
That blew
may
my
I just respond? Conscious, this is
Yes.
Jason. I'm listening, and it's really beautiful. There's so many, and I'm really being called into the prophetic. So I'm just going to say that, first of all, what we have to understand about this country and about our entrance, our power onto these shores, was that these laws were not crafted by us. They were not for us. The people that came here looking for whatever they said they were looking for, religious freedom, whatever it was, a way for getting away from King George. I think it was the 5th or the 6th, whatever his number was. They were looking for freedom from what they knew to be oppression, freedom of a religion, etc. We had nothing to do with the crafting of the document that televangelists and evangelicals and all these holy ass, fake ass Christian motherfuckers who out here thinking they know more about what they are, empty vessels. We had nothing to do with the crafting of those things. That document is not divine, and this country and those laws are not structured for us, because the very men that put them together were all our people and all slave owners, and they were everything that they allegedly left their country for. So we must begin there. So we can study, the law, we can debate it, we can go deeply into it. What we see is that, and there's a whole bunch of other things to see, is that this particular thing called democracy, this experiment called democracy, is now being called to be what she says she is. Now, there's scriptures that say the last shall be first and the first shall be last. We are dealing with a minority in the world, not just in the world. The mayonnaise children are the minority. They're savages. They understood our power. They understood our knowledge. They understood our spirit of determination. They understood that. And they tried to beat it out of us. They tried to cut it out of us. They tried to humiliate our men. They've tried all these things. And what I'm hearing in the spirit is that at this time, if in this King James Bible that people love so much, it does have a scripture that says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Change is difficult. The browning of America will never stop. So you are putting laws in place so that your women won't do those things. They won't go to the clinics. We've never stopped having babies. It was our culture that when a child breaks through a grandmother, how many grandmothers raised their daughters or their sons' children? It is not in our culture. We will never stop procreating, ever. And what we are seeing now are I call them the unwashed. I call them the dead. We are witnessing the walking dead because they are fearful of what we can do. When we show up for real, I know people say, I don't vote because what does it matter? It does matter. Because if it didn't matter, we wouldn't have all this gerrymandering and all this nonsense going on to keep us from going to the polls. Because when we showed up, shit changed. There's nothing that can be done. So we have soulless people walking around thinking that what they have to do is kill that which they hate, kill that which they blame for their lack of gumption. Because for us, when Miss Carisha and her children came, there were many of them that didn't think this would ever happen to them, because they think that we actually wake up and pray to be poor. When the infinite spirit, the creator, stopped the world, for us, it was just a glitch, because we know how to survive. We know how to pull up.
Amen.
We do this in love. I mean, we took this King James version and we prayed for our slave masters. We forgave them. We showered them with love. Everything we've done in this country has been bought by blood and love. And I just refuse to believe that we at this point, it is time for us to recognize our spiritual, the light, whatever you want to call it. It's time for us to recognize this power. We keep talking about community. We cannot point fingers at those of us we don't understand and we don't agree with. And it's time for us to come together in this magnificent force. This magnificent force. This magnificent force that we all, as melanated people, that has been instilled in us from the motherland, from the passage to the shores, to the slaves, to the brutality, all of that. We cannot segregate ourselves. Talking about who LGBT, the LGBTQIA people, we cannot do that right now. We cannot. I heard a young man say that Black women, and trust me, I loves me some hair. We circulate $6 billion in hair products, beauty. I think to myself, how much $6 billion would do in our neighborhoods? How much? We are the biggest consumers of goods and services in this country. I just want to tell people that, first of all, because our ancestors, our people operated in love, we must never, ever forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And we must wake the fuck up and recognize that we have more power, that we have been so dumbed down. We have been so, slavery no longer is a physical thing as much as it is in our minds and what we have been programmed to believe. And, I don't know what being woke means, but I do know that it's time to wake the fuck up and embrace everybody that is your color. I don't give a damn. I don't have to like you. I don't have to understand what you're doing. I don't have to get in your business because I don't want you in mine. It is time for us to truly come together and understand what community is, because we do have the power. And there's nothing that these soulless, walking dead people, these shells, can do that can stop what is occurring in this country. Nothing. You knew that this was a mayonnaise man because he was what? Arrested without incident. And yeah, we hear about a young Black man who at 60, he was chopped fucking meat. One man, not armed, and a gang you fat motherfuckers out there with some piss and just let it go and lied. I'm telling y'all, we cannot let these spirits that have transcended for us, we can't let that stop us. We cannot. And whatever you need to do, and I believe in being armed and ready. We can't let them know what we have, because if we did, these gun laws, because the Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia. They just gloss over that. It ain't got nothing to do with your ass.
Nothing
to do with your ass. Taking us back to the 13th century when they didn't have a clue about airplanes and the internet and cars that fuck the founding fathers. Them motherfuckers have been on a dirt nap for a goddamn long time.
You better stay there.
Coming back. Okay?
Mm-hmm. You better stay there.
So I just, and I apologize if I sound like I'm on
no apology needed.
And tired of people. This happened, this past thing on the 4th. Like you said, Conscious, there were shootings all over the country. But what happened in this latest thing that we were told happened in a white neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
A white suburb.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So you can't keep talking about the urban areas of Chicago or Miami
Mm-hmm.
or LA or Houston or any place where we live. You
Right.
can't keep talking about what we doing
Right.
because now these monsters, these Frankensteins you've created are coming to your neighborhood.
They're turning on each other. Mm-hmm.
So it is time. And
Make
I pray for it all the time. I had a great weekend. Incidentally, I was in the studio.
That's the
My
only
shit
way.
sounded so goddamn good. I wanted to fuck myself, but anyway,
Amen.
I just it was like for me. I woke up to this, and you know, let me tell you something. I don't give a shit if he is trans. I don't give a fuck. He's a dead man. He's a dead. You
So what
see,
about this idea, Jace? There are people to the panel as well. I mean, there are people there are melanated people who are literally over the voting shit. We died to vote. We marched to vote. We fought to vote. We been voting. We've been coming out in records to vote. And to some people's points, what has it gotten us to vote?
not a
okay,
goddamn
let me just
thing.
say, I'm gonna keep on doing it. Okay. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep on voting because my mother had shit and stuff. My mother, my father had stuff thrown at them when my mother was the first secretary of the NAACP in the state of the Trumpian Nevada. I'm gonna keep on voting because everything we have gotten has been a blood sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to convince anybody to do this or do that. All I'm saying, I am going to do it because of what we have. Some brilliant Black folks in Congress. We got two brothers in the Senate, one we won't mention, and another one that I love, Raphael Warnock. We are making these moves. There are people who are very sincere about what they went to do. I don't want anybody to get discouraged because I keep telling you, if our vote didn't matter, there wouldn't be all this bullshit going on and trying to make it hard for us to vote. It matters. White folks gonna show up at the polls. I will not step on the blood sacrifice of the ancestors. I just can't do it. You can do what you want to do, but I cannot do it. I saw what happened to my mother and my father, and the fear I had in my heart that somebody was gonna hurt them. I can't do it. So I got a warrior spirit. And I'm going to be out here and you can shake it, bake it, assalamu alaikum. You can do what you want to do. But I am going to do what I feel, what I know, not what I feel, what I know will make a difference. Because when I tell you that this browning of America cannot be stopped, and I don't care what they eat, because the Black man's seed and the Black woman's seed is the most powerful seed on the planet. These people know it. I don't care what they say the Asians is doing, and because I'm talking about for us. I have empathy, but everybody that has come to this country that felt like their civil rights were violated climbed upon our backs. We did that.
Come on now. Yes. Go ahead, Miss J.
So I ain't stopping.
I'm with you, Mama.
I'm not fucking stopping. I refuse. These motherfuckers will not make me think that even in all our fucked upness as Black people, we are the most powerful and beautiful people on the planet, okay? So I will not stop what I'm doing, because whatever I do, whatever little thing I can do will benefit my community that I love. I'm not going to get on here and you know, we air all our grievances out. You know, what did Obama did for us? Google it. He had a racist Congress and Senate. He did stuff for us through executive orders, and it pissed them off. Oh, he think he's a king. He think well, y'all ain't gonna cross the aisle and shake a Black man's hand. He's hip to that. I am not. I will not. I will not. We are not a defeated people. We are the hopes. We are what Hebrews 11 and 1 says. Now faith is the hope.
Oh, come on now.
Now faith. Abraham didn't see it, but we are all of that. I love my African brothers and sisters, but they come with a bunch of hate too.
Yeah, they do.
They come with some hate, like, whoa. We have have endured. We are not weak. We are not stupid. We are. I want us, and I'm gonna get off because I feel like I'm going. It's just I'm getting downloads from the Holy Spirit, and I can't help it.
That's the energy we need.
I can't help it. I
Talk
don't
your truth,
want
Miss
us.
J.
You might be tired, because I'm fucking tired. I want to go somewhere and relax with my lover. Shit. That's what I want to do right now. But you know what? It is not time. We have been we are, it says that the strange fruit, the tune says the trees in the South bear strange fruit. Blood on the leaves and blood in the roots.
In the root.
We are the very soil. And this red soil in the South, that's us. That's fucking us. Rise up, people. Rise the fuck up.
That's right.
Do what you gotta do. Keep go on and go to do your little stuff, your weapons and shit. Keep it quiet. Everybody ain't got to know what you got. Rise up, because we damn sure have the power, and I will not stop. I will not give up. I will continue to talk to young people who are feeling as if, let me tell you something, whatever you don't think about picketing and sit-ins and all the things, whatever you think about that, it got us this far, because we were, 1/3 of a person, animals, furniture. The Roman church said, well, God won't send you to hell because they don't have no soul. So they're very Western, their very church said it's okay to abuse us. And we withstood it. And we keep rising up.
Mm-hmm.
We keep rising up. And I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I hear you, Myra. You don't have to, because I'm going to vote. Because
Let me jump in here.
Gerrymandering, the reason these white boys...
Super quick, because I got to close out the show in a few. But I wanted to say that I agreed a lot of what Jace spoke. Myra says I'm not voting, period. It's a waste of time. But I would like the family of Jalen Walker show to show his body like Miss Till showed in his body. This will show just what this country has done to Black people. So 2 things I want to say before I read this article and then we get out of here is as it relates to voting, I believe in voting locally. I do not believe in voting for presidents. Presidents are selected, they are not elected. And if they weren't elected, then they weren't all ironically have a bloodline tie. Every last single U.S. American president, I think aside from Trump, is blood related. These presidents are 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th generation cousins. Literally related by bloodlines. These people are elected, not selected, but your local politicians, that's where the emphasis needs to be.
That's right.
But oftentimes we don't even properly elect the proper local politicians because they already got us caught up and tied up in all this propaganda around the importance of the presidential election. So the political elections go underserved, underspoken about, etc., and then all type of weirdos get into office. I do believe, my point number 2, that there's a place for laws, but I think digging deeper than just voting in laws, we wouldn't have half the problems that we have in terms of the ways that our communities end up injured if we actually were leading by love. The mayonnaise people from the caves and from the Caucasus Mountains are going to do what they always do. Beast gonna be beast. But if we rebuke this anti-blackness and this mayonnaise washing and indoctrination that has gotten in the way of Black and brown people's dynamics with other Black and brown people, to Jason's point about the comment of Black women buying up weaves and all of this and how much money we as a community spend, we actually are one of the only communities in this country. For us to be a minority, we damn sure legislate everybody who's actually privileged from the bottom up. We have the money and the spending power and the economic power to actually be heavyweight champions in this bitch, but we cannot overcome the divisions and the hatred and the prejudices that stand amongst and within and in front of each other. We have to become a community again. And there's not enough real talking points to me around the significance of being a community again. Laws are lifeless. It doesn't matter what laws are in place when you have a people who don't love themselves and don't love each other. Laws won't change that. The right politicians nor the right president is going to change that. We are going to have to change from the inside out, and we're going to have to change the status of Blackness in this country ourselves. And it literally starts with every last single one of us. Literally, each of us are going to have to participate in that change.
And may I say something, just conscious, just one minute. May I say something to Myra? Baby, they already know what this country does to Black people. This is not, it's not a surprise what happened to Emmett Till or what happened to this young boy. They are these we're dealing with soulless. Baby, when you're dealing with the Walking Dead, they already know. That's all.
Now, this article I want to read before I close out the show, because I got another show to come back and to give to the people, which Miss Asia, I always fuck up her name, but she mentioned this, and I wanted to read this. Highland Park shooting, person of interest Robert Cremo went to Trump rally dressed as Where's Waldo? And this is an image of him at the Trump rally. The 22-year-old man arrested over the mass shooting at a July 4th parade in Highland Park once attended a Donald Trump rally dressed up as a character from Where's Waldo. Robert Cremo was taken into custody on Monday night following an 8-hour manhunt after a gunman killed 6 and wounded dozens more during Independence Day celebrations in the Illinois city. Mr. Cremo has not been formally charged over the attack, appears to be a supporter of the former president, who is currently himself the focus of an investigation in Congress over the January 6th Capitol riot. The 22-year-old who posted disturbing videos online ahead of Monday's massacre was pictured in the Waldo outfit at a Trump rally in Northbrook, Illinois in September 2020. He posted a selfie of himself at the event with a Trump 2020 flag seen in the background. Mr. Cremo was also pictured in a Chicago Tribune story over the rally where the protest was described. A Tribune story about the rally where the protest was described as tense, with supporters and counter-protesters facing off against each other. Another photo circulating online shows Mr. Cremo wrapped in the blue Mr. Trump flag. It has also emerged that Mr. Cremo's father, Bob Cremo, only follows one account on Twitter, an archived account of Mr. Trump's tweets. Mayor Nancy Roderine, who took on and beat Mr. Cremo's father, Bob Cremo, for the role, said on Tuesday that she expects the 22-year-old to be charged over the July 4th ladder today. Prior to the massacre, Mr. Cremo had posted several disturbing videos glorifying violence on his YouTube account, which is now deleted. He is also an amateur rapper who goes by the name Awake the Rapper and has more than 16,000 listeners a month on his Spotify page. His uncle spoke out to CNN saying that he had seen no signs to suggest that his reclusive nephew would go on to carry out a mass shooting. The gunman is believed to have scaled a ladder on the side of a building and taken up a sniper position on the roof before opening fire at around 10:14 a.m. on Monday morning, just 14 minutes into the July 4th parade that had drawn local residents and families. The weapon was recovered from the roof of a business overlooking the parade route. Officials are keeping quiet about the exact type of gun that was used in the massacre, only saying that it was a high-powered long rifle that was used to spray bullets into the crowd. On Tuesday morning, Mayor Rotering confirmed that the firearm used in the attack was legally obtained. 5 adults died on the scene of the mass shooting, while a 6th victim died after being rushed to the hospital. And this is him in that flag. The first details have begun to emerge about the victims, with the family of 76-year-old grandfather Nicholas Toledo confirming his death on Monday afternoon. The elderly man of dual U.S. and Mexico nationality used a wheelchair and was sitting in it when he was struck by bullets. Mr. Toledo's granddaughter told the New York Times that they were all in shock and revealed that her grandfather hadn't wanted to go to the parade, but did so to join his family. A second victim, who also identified on Monday night as a devoted member of a local synagogue, Jackie Sadim, was remembered by the North Shore Congregation Israel as a lifelong congregant and cherished staffer whose work, kindness, and warmth touched us all. As well as the 6 victims killed, 38 people were taken to the local hospitals for treatment. By Tuesday morning, 8 patients were still receiving treatment with their conditions currently unknown. President Joe Biden condemned the shooting and said that it showed there was much work to do to tackle America's gun violence. Trump supporter, mega right wing.
Not surprised.
And it's 7 dead now because apparently one of the victims passed away today.
I just want to
The
see.
death toll is climbing.
I know we got to go, but I just honestly, Conscious, I really want to see how they're going to handle this in regards to, we know how they handle it when there's a mass shooting against us, but I want to see, like, are they going to throw the book at them, or I just want to see how they're going to handle this.
He's probably going to get a death sentence. I mean, he killed a bunch of suburban mayonnaise folk, so he's probably going to get a double lifetime sentence. I mean, I'm sure that the books are going to be thrown at him. There's no reason why they really are not going to be honest. He shot into a crowd of mayonnaise folk. He hurt children. He killed individuals. He's definitely getting the book. I'm going to try to find one more 7th victim in Highland Park. Highland Park shooting update, 70 shots fired, 7th victim. Okay, this is from US Today. So 7th victim dies. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's read this and then we're going to biggity bounce. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, so this is from USA Today. Highland Park parade shooting live updates. Gunman fired 70 rounds. Plant assault for weeks. Police say 7th victim dies. The man accused of killing 7 people and wounding dozens more at a 4th of July parade planted a rooftop rampage for weeks and donned women's clothes to help ease his escape into the crowd, police said on Tuesday. Lake County Deputy Chief Christopher Cavelli said Robert E. Cremo III, 21 years of age, acted alone and fired more than 70 shots. Cremo then abandoned the assault rifle, climbed down from the roof, and walked to his mother's home, said Cavelli, who revealed a 7th victim died Tuesday. Hours after the attack, a neighbor saw Cremo driving a silver Hyundai Fit and called 911, Cavelli said. Primo was arrested without incident a short time later. A second rifle was found in his vehicle. We do believe that Primo pre-planned the attack for several weeks, Cavelli said. Charges were expected to be announced soon, Cavelli said. Investigators have interrogated the suspect and revealed his social media posts, but provided no motive for the attack, describing it only as random. Highland Park Mayor Nancy Rotering signed the city ordinance banning assault weapons almost a decade ago after the Sandy Hook massacre, so the rifle allegedly used in Monday's attack couldn't be legally purchased in the Chicago suburb. At some point, this nation's need to have a conversation about these weekly events involving the murder of dozens of people with legally obtained guns, she said in an interview on NBC's Today Show. If that's what our laws stand for, then I think we have to examine the laws. Rotering said that somebody clearly had a mental breakdown, but that the focus should be on access to guns, not mental health. Jesus. Quote, I want us to talk about the fact that there are weapons of war on our streets that people can legally obtain and then take out dozens of people, she said. Our community is never going to recover from this wound. And this is why I get so aggravated, because if somebody is taking a weapon that can either be used for protection or be used to incite the most profound evil, and then take away a conversation around spiritual and mental health, it makes no fucking sense. Like, the conversation cannot be reduced to guns themselves, because there are lots of people who own all types of firearms, all type of assault rifles, and guess what? Are also not maniacal homicidal murderers. Okay, you know why? Because there's a difference in people's mental health. There's a difference in mental health. There are more guns in America than there are Americans in the land. Okay, so you do have to address the consciousness that's responsible for creating a nuclear bomb, the consciousness that's responsible for creating an atomic bomb, the consciousness that's responsible for manifesting a mass shooting. You have to address the consciousness.
Yes.
It's not the guns. The guns don't have a consciousness.
The Walking Dead, baby.
Yep.
I gotta get out of here. I will return to you
And
guys
to
in a few things.
Matthew Blackledge, if you take an economics class in global economics, you will find out that gas is a world commodity. They've cut off a major source. So, of course, gas, they're trying to cut off food. I'm just saying to you that this is affecting the world, not just us. If you live in California like I did, we've been paying $5 or more for gasoline per gallon for years. And in Europe and other countries, if you have an opportunity to get out of the country, you'll find that they've been paying $6 or $7, $8 per gas. This is a global situation. And we can agree to disagree, because I don't think DeSantis is thinking about you or me. If you are a melanated person, I do not think that he's thinking, the real deal is that maybe ain't none of them thinking of us. But we can sure put something on their minds so that they do. I'm just begging you all to please recognize the power that we have as a people. And let us truly come together in that power. I just know this shit will change. I just know it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Music Biz Marty says that I live in Highland Park. I was eating at Walker Brothers at the time of the incident. It was a mayhem. Bob Cremo II is a good man, but his son is a creep and always has been. He didn't act alone. Jesus. So here it is. We have a native and somebody who lives in the area and who has some proximity to the family, who is saying that, and we can damn sure see that Mr. Cremo III was certainly different and very unique. And he's saying that he didn't act alone. So it's going to be interesting to see how much more this story and incident develops and how many moving parts there are. And if there were also other co-conspirators and perpetrators involved in this in some way, shape, or form. Wow, 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 wow. Yes, his dad had ran for mayor and lost. Absolutely. We read that in the initial article that I read. Food is a staple of life. A hungry man is an angry man. Absolutely. Ray is asking for any source. Music Biz, if you have any sources to cite for that, or if that's your personal, or if that's the word on the curb in Highland, if that's something that the community is talking about, can you confirm, elaborate, etc.? Moesha says Trump packing the federal court should have showed us that voting beyond local issues matters. Okay, Music says, ask anyone in Highland Park, Ray. He had a lackey. RC Third was simply the getaway driver. He had a little lackey. Bob used to own the White Hen when turned into Bob's Deli. He was a booster of the HP.
Oh, so he boosted from Hewlett Packard.
Do you want to hit the link, Biz?
Say so.
I'm going to drop the link and give Mr. Biz a minute to come up and to speak to.
Yeah, he need to come up.
Speak to, because this is very interesting intel. Let me see. Biz also says that everyone knew that RC the third had a little lackey that he used to get him to do his dirty work. Bobby was just the driver. No. The Highland High School. Sure, give me a few moments. Okay, this is going to come up here. So we're going to hold the space until he gets up here, and then we're going to close out with him, honey. I'm almost scared to hear what the hell Biz has to say, to be honest. This is all insane. They are saying that no one is physically active. They're saying no one is physically acted out, but they think that he had help organizing this. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that there are probably some other key players involved in this?
Of course, they have a whole movement. Like, that's the one thing I don't understand. Why don't we as a community have a movement? Because these people have a whole movement. And even when Trump was kicked off of social media, there were still platforms that they were using a whole movement. That's why I find it kind of hard to believe that the FBI and they don't know what's happening before these things happen, because I mean, if they have access to social media and certain websites and things of that nature, they have access to all of it. You understand what I'm saying? So I definitely know that he didn't act alone, in the sense of this was planned out. There's a whole community where they sit and they plan these things out, and it's very strategic, and it happens in certain areas, states and things of that nature, specifically because there's a pattern. We what I'm saying, we just haven't figured out what the whole the pattern is and things of that nature. But he didn't act alone. Of course not.
I just wonder, we have someone coming up who sounds as if they have firsthand information. But what I got in my spirit is as well as with this Buffalo child who went out to the supermarket. People show up giving you what they think you need to see them as. If you don't live with them, if you don't know what's going on within their homes, we have no idea what that one in Buffalo was hearing from his parents. We assume that because his parents were educated and working good jobs, that there was nothing we knew about what they might have been saying in the privacy of their own home. Just like this gentleman who wants to come up. I'm wondering what do they know about what do any of us know what goes on inside of a person's home, and how they may. Why was this child, if he was called a creep, why was he a creep? I mean, was there something going on within his home?
Let's read now, Jake. Let's read now.
Okay.
I just put something in the chat, and I just pulled up an article here. Let's get into this breaking exclusive according to the gatewaypundit.com. Information uncovered overnight socialist. And my fucking iMac is acting like a bitch. Oh my, you know, I got some weave on the way. I plan on color soiled it. Soiled it. Police arrested. Okay, hold on. Ooh.
The blood of Black Jesus.
Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on for a minute. My shit is freezing. Can you guys thumbs up who are in the stream, please? Help to get this video out into the algorithm and into the masses. This website is giving me some trouble. It's up on my phone instead of pulling it up here. Hold on real quick. If you're new here, please subscribe and everything. They're gonna kill. Stop speaking that, Terrence. Okay, they're not going to do anything. Okay, we serve the Black Jesus.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay. All right. So let's listen. Police arrested Bobby Cremo III, age 22, yesterday following the shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. Cremo killed 6 and injured over 20 more individuals at the 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois. On Tuesday, the Gateway Pundit uncovered information indicating Cremo is a radical progressive with ties to Antifa progressive groups and the occult. We have Martin, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you
Hey,
doing?
how you doing? Welcome to the platform. I'm going to read this article, and then I definitely want you to expound on your points in the chat. Okay.
Absolutely.
On Tuesday, the Gateway Pundit uncovered information indicating Cremo is a radical progressive with ties to Antifa progressive groups and the occult. Looking over information that was collected following the deadly shooting, it is evident the Highland Park 4th of July parade killer Bobby Cremo had a very dark background. We reported on the shooter yesterday when he was confirmed as a person of interest. Now we have information tying Cremo to progressive, socialist, Antifa, and the occult. Cremo's social network and lifestyle are all related to the progressive movement. Cremo has ties to the Democratic Socialists of America, as noted by the tattoo on his neck. This is the largest and fastest growing socialist organization in the United States. Cremo also has ties to Antifa. In one picture on social media, he shares his dark Antifa outfit. So here it is. You guys can see. Yeah, he was marinated in this stuff. Throughout his social media posts, he shares Antifa and progressive symbology. Okay, here's more imagery that has been extracted from his social medias. Here it is. You can see here, he uses Antifa and progressive symbology. He has hats, scullies, the whole nine. Wow. Evidence reveals Cremo is not a Trump supporter. He makes fun of Trump and his followers in his social media posts. Cremo attended a Trump event dressed up as Where's Waldo outfit. This appears to be sarcasm and an attack on President 45, who may also be President 47. His social media post appears as if he wants to KILL President 47. And here it is. You guys can see more of that imagery. Cremo was photographed at a Trump rally in the Chicago suburb of Northbrook in September 2020, dressed as the character Where's Waldo, mucking the MAGA movement and the American flag and dressing for revolutionary activity. Cremo work is also very dark. He used an icon throughout his social media. This icon comes from mystic set with magic circles, pentagrams, and imaginary chakra symbols, collection of icons with witchcraft and occult handwriting letters. Cremo shares the icon throughout his social media posts.
Yeah, well, I just want to say this, that as a resident who's lived here in the North Shore for the majority of my life, if this can happen here, it can definitely happen absolutely anywhere. People are taking shots at Bob, as he would go by, Bob Cremo II, and I think that's just totally unfair. He was a good man. He ran for mayor, and he was just beloved by the community. He ran a deli. It used to be the White Hen Pantry, and then became Bob's Deli after it branched off. And people would love to go and visit the deli before live shows at Ravinia. And I don't think that he was fully aware of his son's actions. His son and his son's friend, who I wouldn't even consider to be his friend, but kind of his patsy, his lackey, his fall guy. And let me tell you this, there's a reason that they're only naming him a person of interest and not the gunman. And he will be charged with murder, and the whole community knows this. And that's why I think people are reluctant to come forward, is because the real gunman has not been found yet. He's still out there on the loose. Of this, I'm 100% certain. My cousin was at the Dairy Queen about 50 feet away from Gearheads, which used to be called Uncle Dan's, a camping and sporting goods store, in which the real shooter, whose name is Chance, he's well known in this community. He is, the two of them, I'll say this, Chance is and always has been a slow guy, but he's always been unhinged. He's always been intellectually delayed and disabled. And I do feel that if it weren't for Bobby putting him up to such stunts, that this never would have taken place. And you can see that when Bobby was arrested, that he didn't really have a whole.
You're saying that Bobby is the puppet master for the real perpetrator, for the actual perpetrator.
Correct. Chance Wilkins, 100%. He's a known miscreant. The police have actually labeled him a 43, which is code for a mentally disturbed person. And they had done all sorts of juvenile delinquent type stuff, like starting fires and vandalism and causing all sorts of mischief at the skate park. But nobody could see this coming to this degree. And both of them adhere to this growing alt-right philosophy that's brewing on the internet. And aside from spending time together, they spent most of their time on the internet. And I think that Chance Wilkins was ultimately brainwashed by Bobby, who was brainwashed by this alt-right sector. And it just seems to be growing and growing. And Bobby hadn't worked in years. I think his last job was at the Panera on Lake Cook. And, he was just kind of a ne'er-do-well, but he found the ultimate opportunity in Chance Wilkins to be the vessel for this hatred. And I don't know if people have connected this here, but the 4 lines on Bobby's face with a line through it showed that this was coming for a long time. If you look at this gruesome and graphic imagery and metaphors used in music videos, the whole community knew that something was going to happen for a while. And I can't say that too many people were surprised by this, but for the most part, the community of Highland Park knows. And a lot of people have seen, and there's been grumbling about it, but I think there's fear of repercussions, that Bobby wasn't the one shooting on top of what used to be Uncle Dan's. It's now, I guess, Gearheads, but it was actually, in fact, Chance Wilkins.
So Chance Wilkins is who now? He is a friend of...
He's Bobby's lapdog. Chance got
like related. Is he a friend? Is he a cousin?
To be honest, I think they had actually been intimate at times. Like, both of them are rappers, fledgling rappers.
Wait a minute. You are dropping a lot on us, Mr. Martin. So Chance Wilkins is also a fellow rapper, and you believe that they have also been involved in sextivities together, that there's been intimate interaction.
You don't have to look far to find Chance Wilkins, and it's all this trouble they get on the internet. Like, there are videos of him doing things to himself that involve like all sorts of graphic and gruesome stuff here. Like, let's just call it insertion and self-torture. And I mean, I don't know how I'd be able to disseminate this to you, but anybody who's been following this gruesome twosome has seen this unfold. And you can see by Bobby's, some of his garb and his motif, that he has some feminine tendencies, and there's, that's perfectly fine. And I'm not judging that at all. Ultimately, they had nothing to do with what took place. But you got to ask, like, why is Bobby only being listed as a person of interest and not the actual shooter? And I do think that
I was curious about that too, like why he's still being labeled as a person of interest.
Yes.
Now.
Say allegedly, Martin, especially if you still live in the area. Well, yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Especially with Chance Wilkins running around.
So where's Chance Wilkins now?
That's the $1 million question. That's absolutely the $1 million.
What family does he belong to? Has his family spoken out?
Yeah, he lives in like this ramshackle shack off of Lloyd Street, which is on the lesser side of town. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's fled. I know that he has some connections out in Akron. He's often would visit his family out there. And I'm not saying that he's smart or always does what's best for him, but if I were him, that's probably where I'd be going. And I know that when Bobby was caught on 41 heading out towards Lake Forest, I don't think that would actually be heading towards Akron. So I'm not entirely sure about that. But Chance Wilkins has threatened me with a firearm. He's pulled it out on me from his porch and told me that he put a bullet between my head. And he didn't have the high power weaponry that Bobby had. So I'm not entirely sure where the funding came from for this high powered assault rifle. I think Chance Wilkins only had like a 22, like a little varmint shooter. So I'm assuming that Bobby must have furnished the weapon to him. But Chance Wilkins was never able to have like a driver's license. I don't know if it's because he couldn't pass a driving test. I don't know if he was just scared of driving, but I do know that he couldn't have done this alone. And I don't think either one of these people could have done it by themselves. I think that Bobby, who's always a bit of a pussy, right? He's got a frail build. He's you could tell when the police pulled him over that he was just scared shitless. And I don't blame him, knowing that you had masterminded. And
what do you believe that Bobby was doing at the synagogues that he was reported at, that he visited 2 different synagogues as well prior to?
I nothing good. I know that Chance Wilkins and I have had more interactions, but he would always say that he would tell me to, and I'm a Jewish man, he would tell me that I needed to get in the gas chamber and that Hitler was a saint, and all this terrible, hateful stuff. And I know that Bobby was in the same circles, and like the whole thing was just hateful, and nobody could have foreseen this coming to this degree. But
you say that, Bob, but here it is. This man had music videos. There's all this occultic. There's all this Antifa. There's all the symbolism. He's plastered, what you call a weirdo. He's plastered all of this right out in the open, and nobody batted an eye. And you said he also threatened you at some point?
Countless times. He would tell me that he would kick my teeth down my throat. He pointed his 22 rifle at me.
Okay, but hold on. So what is your relationship to Bobby? How long have you known him? How do you know him? And how did it become so volatile between you and Bobby?
I would frequent the White Hen before it became Bob's Deli. the Cremo family, minus the exception of Bobby, was beloved in the community.
Okay.
Bob II ran for mayor.
Mhm.
He did fairly well, and I think that Highland Park's current mayor, Nancy
He came
Rotering,
from a family that was popular and that was valued, but Bobby the Third himself always kind of was the black sheep
yes,
in the mix. Okay.
it was him and Chance Wilkins, 100%. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And cumulatively, it just resulted in the ultimate display of abject evil. And yes, 100%.
So what caused the tension between you and him? Like, what created these?
Chance Wilkins or Bobby? Because I don't have as much. Well, I actually work in the music business, and I, out of pity, out of sympathy for his bizarre look and mental deficiencies, offered him an opportunity to get on my record label. And it was the greatest mistake of my life. He showed no appreciation. He did not really work hard, and he was talentless. But it was a move out of sympathy because it would make him feel good about himself. But all it resulted in was threats and turmoil and agony and anguish. And it was a tremendous mistake.
So you are a Jewish man who owns a record label that these two were interested in being signed by?
I only work with Chance Wilkins, and after it went south between us two, that's when Chance ended up teaming up with Bobby, and all this venom and vitriol unfolded.
Towards you?
Correct.
And why again? Because I'm not clear about the why.
Well, I think it's because I'm a Jewish man. I think it's because I didn't fully... I said that he wasn't really great at his rap music at one point.
Okay.
He felt like I was trying to take ownership of him. He felt that he was given an unfair shake when all I did was bend over backwards for him. And yes.
Have you seen Mr. Chance's social media as well? Does his social media look anything like Bobby's?
It's he, and I hate to say this, but he's a frequent user of the N-word. He likes calling people, even white people, hard R boys, and he'll whip his penis out at them and shake it at them fiercely. And it sounds unbelievable. It absolutely does. But all this is well documented on YouTube.
What? Okay, so did you actually see potential in Chance as an artist?
I saw the potential to help a mentally disabled man feel better about himself.
So this was really a
charity act,
courtesy opportunity.
Yeah, it was nothing but charity. But it was the biggest regret of my life, especially when Bobby spills the beans, and that's inevitable. And I'm sure that the manhunt is ensuing right now. And it's going to be a terrible look. And inevitably and ultimately, I'm associated with this person who was responsible for committing such a heinous act.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Well, you know.
Hold on, you guys. People are asking in the chat, have you spoken to your local authorities?
I have. And what I'm afraid of is that since Bobby's dad ran up against Nancy Rotering in 2019, and since Chance Wilkins actually was an intern for, I wouldn't say it an intern, he was kind of like a poster boy for, like, let's look at this weird looking guy, let's look at this, and they used him kind of as like a mascot. And I feel that the police department will be reluctant to, and the powers that be, to associate with Chance. And I think that they're just going to throw it all at Bobby. It's damage control, 100% correct. That is correct.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is Bobby going to throw Chance under the bus?
I don't doubt it. I don't 100%. Mm-hmm.
Because right now the reports are saying that they believe he acted alone, and I wonder if that's based upon what Bobby has divulged to authorities. Is he attempting to go down for this alone, or
the whole community knows what happened, and I think that now that the FBI is involved, that in the end that Chance Wilkins, I think that he will be held as the shooter, and I don't think it really matters if he was manipulated by Bobby at this point. I think that both of them will be punished to the fullest extent of the law, and rightfully so.
What do you believe is going to be? What should we expect out of Bobby's father, who obviously is going to be forced to speak to?
That's a great question. I think that he'll probably give some canned delivery about how sorry he is, and how he didn't see any of this coming, and maybe not. I think that his business will be ruined. I think that definitely is, without any doubt. It's hard to say.
So I can't get past the fact that. So what does predatorial, disturbed, and potential homicidal maniac need to look like before there's any like serious town bells going off? I mean, here it is. You have a guy.
Well, I just changed my profile picture to a mugshot of Chance Wilkins back when he went to jail for strangling his grandmother, and
Jesus.
Yes.
It's like someone from the movie The Wrong Turn.
That's Hills Have Eyes all the way. And I have another one here. Yes. And
you're saying that you are alleging that Chance is the actual perpetrator, and he was put up to this by
everyone in town knows it. 100%. No doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in anyone who lives here's mind. We've been watching these two cook up their schemes and shenanigans and just causing havoc and disarray for the longest time, but we never could have seen this coming.
Panelists, anybody have any questions or remarks for Bob or for Mr. Martin? And I was just sent something that I'm going to pull up here. If any other panelists, what are you guys making of what Mr. Martin is saying as a member of the community?
I should say this as well. There's a reason that they're only naming Bobby as a person of interest and not as the actual shooter. It's because the FBI has yielded that he was the getaway driver, and he may have furbished the weapon. Even though Bobby hasn't worked in years, he still made more of an income than Chance ever has. I think in the 13 years that Chance was a rapper, he only made $5.81, which is clearly not a living wage. He can't even enunciate or pronounce the words that he says. He when he raps, it kind of sounds like, you know, it's he's sick. He's deranged.
So let me share something with you, Bob, and I will be interested in seeing what your reaction to this is. I was just emailed this, and this is a video from Chance Wilkins, I assume YouTube page, and it's captioned "Video of Chance Wilkins grooming music biz martyr son." This was uploaded on April the 16th of 2022, and I want to put a fair use doctrine up before we watch this inside of fair use. Let me pull this up here. Wow, Mr. Martin.
Well, I don't think that he groomed. Well, I certainly hope not. But
yeah. Wow, I'm going to get your opinion of that after you watch this.
Sure.
Maybe you feel differently afterwards. Disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. You guys turn up your headphones. I'm going to have the volume to max, and let's check this out here. Well, actually, let me take this off surround sound so that you guys don't have an echo. Okay, if audio sounds clear to y'all, just put a 1 in the chat if audio sounds good.
So, I'm making this video for Son of Marty, who has been sparking his mouth about me recently and trying to do disses on me, man. And the Son of Marty, I'm giving you a fair warning right now, dude. I really am. I am giving you a fair fucking warning right now. Okay? Straight up. You do not want to go against me. Okay, kid? You do not want to go up against me because I will destroy you and embarrass you. I don't want to do that to you because I am very well aware of your situation with your moms. And I feel bad for you for that, man. I really do. I feel bad that you're being put in that position. I really do. I feel bad for you for that. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy to embarrass you and destroy you, man. Because trust me, ask people like Young Fox. Young Fox can tell you, I've destroyed motherfuckers' careers. And I don't want to destroy yours, man. So don't make me do it. Don't make me destroy you. I don't want to be that guy, man. I don't want to be that motherfucker that destroyed your career before it even began. So trust me when I say this, Son of Marty. You don't want to go against me. Because I will embarrass you entirely and make you look like a fucking idiot. And I don't want to be that guy, bro. I don't want to be that dude to destroy you. Like, I saw your diss on me, dude, and I don't want to be that guy to, you know, I don't want to be that dude to fuck.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Bob. Do you know who
Martin.
his Marty's son is? Because I'm not, like, this is all new to us. Like, do you know the origin story of this tension or beef between Biz Marty's son and Chance Wilkins?
Well, ever since I dropped Chance Wilkins from the record label and kept my own son on board, he would just torment him. He would pop the tires on his car. He would call him all sorts of nasty names and just do everything he could that would try to hurt him. And in fact, we actually had to send him to the Highland Park Hospital psych ward for a little bit due to the bullying. Like, this Chance Wilkins is just relentless. And you'll see it. I think if you dig a little bit further, you'll see just how animated and how sick and twisted he can truly be. And it won't take much digging at all.
Okay. Let's continue to listen a little bit more here.
Go at you, dog. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning shot not to fuck with me. Now, keep in mind, this ain't a diss to you. This is me giving you a warning shot, bro. I'm giving you a warning shot to not fuck with me. So this right here is your fair warning. Oh, and before I do give you that warning shot, let me say this to you, man. That money that you got from Marty, I hope you know that was supposed to be my cash.
See?
The 1,500 that he gave you, that's actually my money that he actually stole from me. So if I were you, I'd hand that money back over. Because that money that Marty sent you, that's money that he was supposed to pay me. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. His heart was in the right place, and I respect him for that. But at the same time, bro, I hope you know that you received money that was supposed to go to me. So, but anyways, bro, here's your warning shot. And I'm being fair about it. I'm giving you a warning shot. I'm giving you a warning shot not to fuck with me. Think he does, cause compared to me, it's like me going up against a little fucker who gets it, compared to me, he ain't nothing up like Conor McGregor, his ass is like motherfucking horse slogging. This dude thinking he can't go against you, go ahead, try to go up against you, guarantee that if you go against you, I will be hitting you up with that motherfucking long beat, you won't fucking hit the shot. But I guarantee you that I laugh when I watch you motherfucking body drop. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to fucking murder you. So let me give you this motherfucking warning to you. Better not go up against me.
Well, he sounds like a sober version of Jocelyn Hernandez. So wasn't a bad consideration, Bob.
Well, I'm Martin, but yeah, he was a troubled boy, and I just thought that maybe this would allow him to feel better about himself and give him some sense of purpose. But in the end, it was the biggest mistake that I've ever made professionally or personally, without a doubt.
So you currently still work for or have your own record label?
Correct.
How many artists do you have signed to you currently?
At the moment, it is just my son. But at the time, I'm since retired for the most part. But at its peak, it was, I believe, 7 artists. There was Young Fox, there was Big Celtic, there was Burger Boy, and beyond them, there was an interchangeable. But that was basically the stable of our label. And it wasn't where I derived most of my income from, but it was a passion project, and we definitely allowed these people to perform at many venues, and they did get a fair amount of local airplay.
Do you want to disclose the name of the label?
Sure, it's actually RAM Records.
RAM as in R-A...
RAM Records, correct.
RAM Records. Do you have an official website?
Not at the moment. It has since been taken down after this whole shooting is unfolded. I've disbanded it. I don't want any association with previous artists. In fact, I'm trying to distance myself to the very best of my ability while also calling to light the real truth on how this person who, and don't get me wrong here, without Bobby, Chance Wilkins never would have went to these lengths. He was manipulated. He was puppeted. He was hoodwinked, hornswoggled. Okay. And I also think that without Chance Wilkins, that Bobby wouldn't have been able to find the perfect fall guy or patsy.
Okay. Okay. Hold with that thought, Mr. Martin. Let's evaluate a little bit more.
Well,
Cause I guarantee you if I gotta go up against you, guarantee you that I'll hit you with a long beat. And I don't wanna fuck you do it, I don't wanna fuck your motherfucking head off your motherfucking shoulders. I don't wanna be that dude to embarrass you. So why don't you take your ass back to class, learn how to motherfucking rap, my dude. Everybody looks at you like you motherfucking gay in your fucking place. So let me tell you right now, getting in my way ain't the best decision for you. You better just get the fuck up out of the way before I have to run over you and lay you in the motherfucking grave. God, please don't make me destroy this little weak ass kid, cause he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. This kid is so retarded, he don't know what the fuck he's doing. He ain't got a fucking brain up in that skull.
I'll say this: I don't know if it's the missing teeth or what, but he has amazing breath control.
You know what?
I'm trying to find love in a hopeless place. That's the point. Okay, let me skim through this and see what else is going on here, because I assume that my supporter sent me this as a way to emphasize the offness maybe of Chance to Wilkins, or the uniqueness of his personality. I'm not really sure what's the context here, but
sure.
Please don't make me motherfucking murder you, cause it will not end well for you.
All I hear is the curse words. I don't hear the other words that he's trying to say, though.
You can ask Lex Key. Lex Key here has seen me destroy motherfuckers. She has seen me destroy careers. Okay? My boy Crypt K. People that are fans of mine have watched me destroy careers. And I don't want to destroy yours, man. I don't want to destroy yours at all, dog. Shout out to Squishy, by the way, man. What up, Squish? So, Yoko, here's your fair warning. Do not fuck with me or try to battle me, because it will not end well for you, man. I promise you that. So this is your warning to not fuck with me, because it will not end well for you, and I will bury you. I will destroy you, and I don't want to be that guy. I can tell you're a good kid. Trust me when I say this, Yoko. Marty is a piece of shit. Do not trust him. Because like I said, bro, I don't want to destroy you. I don't want to be that guy to completely rip you apart, okay? Who's misguided. I see a kid that's hanging out with the wrong people who I want to help. So, bro, don't make me do what you're going to make me do, okay? Don't make me do it, because I will destroy you and I will bury you. And I don't want to be that guy, because like I said, bro, when I look at you, I see myself. I see a kid that's misguided, that doesn't know who the right people to hang out with are. I see a kid that's actually a good kid that's hanging out with the wrong crowd. And I can help you out with that. I can help you hang out with the right people. I can introduce you to the guys that I rock with, that I roll with.
Does anybody else notice that there is a steering wheel in his bedroom?
Yeah, he is also a professional e-racer as well, but he comes in last place every time. It's not really a profession. Or
I didn't know if this was the progressive version of.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a video game.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing too, is that he was never able to actually drive, and he would have Bobby drive him around town. And
okay, so Bobby drove physically and Chance drove virtually.
Yes, that's true.
Got it. Wow. Okay, just a bit more of this.
Yes.
I can introduce you to people like homie Voodoo Ninja. I can introduce you to Lex Key. I can introduce you to my boy Nightlight. I can introduce you to the guys that I run with. But if I have to destroy you, then I will. And I don't want to be that guy. Okay?
Actually, a video I can share here of Chance Wilkins when he was becoming militarized, and I've put it backstage here. You can see him holding up his .22 rifle, and I had showed this to police to try to warn them, but
yeah, I'm not sure if I want to show him holding the 22.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I do see it in the background there.
Okay.
I don't want you to be led down that road that so many have gone down. So like I said, Yoko, people, and I get that. Don't make me be that asshole and destroy you. Don't make me fucking do it, because I don't want to be that guy, man.
So you say, Martin, that Chance was arrested one time before for what?
For strangling his grandmother.
For strangling his grandmother, Mrs. Wilkins.
Correct. Sally
Wilkins. He strangled her. What became of the case? Did he do time? Did he have to pay restitution? Did he?
He ended up, I think, doing about a year of court-ordered anger management and therapy, but he's as angry as ever. In fact, it is clearly, as shown by his recent act, that his anger has only escalated, and it's a shame. I think that the system became tired of him and his antics, and he slipped through the cracks.
Okay. Let me pull up his YouTube page here. He only has 12 subscribers. I don't even know if this is the actual.
No, I don't think that's actually Chance Wilkins.
Okay. Oh God, this is too much. Okay, what? Chance Wilkins? What? The Dust hit these. So I assume that some of these are I guess, troll pages.
Yeah, they're trying to get the fame off his sickness.
Yeah, he's
okay.
led a lot of people the wrong way.
This might be it. This is 234 subscribers. This seems accurate.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was he actually like? Do you know his actual diagnosis?
No, I only know the police have labeled him a 43, which is a mentally disturbed person.
This is actually like really fucking sad, actually.
Wow.
So let me get this straight. So Chance is vulnerable, living in a society where he's being treated as a misfit, has some mental and physical challenges, and Mr. Bobby hijacked that loneliness and hijacked that vulnerability and that need to belong that all human beings have in common, and weaponized that because Bobby himself also is deranged and demented and not well. And you have dropped some very exclusive allegations that Mr. Chance Wilkins is the actual gunman, allegedly, and Bobby is just a co-conspirator in this matter.
Yeah, he was the puppet master, as you referred to.
So you believe that Chance is the one who's dressed as a woman on the rooftop?
There's no doubt in my mind. And there's, I think you could get away with showing the video of him brandishing his .22, but maybe not. It could be considered violent.
He won't get away with it because they don't let us get away with stuff on here.
Fair enough.
Do you know how old Chance is?
He's 30, but he looks like he's about 14, but he is 30.
Wow. You know, I'm honestly, to make a comment on this, I'm not surprised that
he would use someone that is, if we're gonna go based on this theory, I would not be surprised that he would use someone that has mental challenges the way that this man does, because usually they're easier to manipulate, and in the system they usually get like what, the insanity plea or whatever, like because the system could tell that they're not here, so they're kind of like how, you know, how sometimes in certain areas, like drug dealers will use children to do certain things because they know like they'll get less sentence, or because they have their life ahead of them. Like I feel like this was the same tactic being used, if we're gonna go with this theory, like with this guy, because like you can tell he's not, you know what I mean, like all the way there.
Yeah, and it's not even like his looks that make him crazy. I mean, that's
No,
just
it's not about that. I'm talking about the mannerisms from the videos, like just seeing how he's moving and
yeah.
in the videos, like not even off looks, like you can tell that he's not, you know, like everyone else, in the sense of what is normal in society's terms of
Mhm.
somebody that can communicate, or you know, that can act a certain type of way.
Yeah, there are videos of this Chance guy out there, like taking a piece of pepperoni and wrapping it around himself and pleasuring himself. He is.
He's an extreme attention seeker, as he would be as somebody
Yeah.
who hasn't received a lot of healthy attention from community.
Right.
So he performs antics and clownery in order to get those needs met.
Right.
Well, I don't even see it as such. I think that Chance truly believes that he's a gifted and talented artist, and that the world owes him something. And when he never got it, I think he lashed out.
Well, that, you know, this is a weird, this is a bizarre circumstance to really say what I'm about to say in, because I don't want it in any way to be translated as a justification for anything.
Sure.
But I mean, this is one of those situations where I feel like there's multiple victims aside from those who obviously were injured and killed. Like I can see that Mr. Chance is also a victim in this situation, even though he also is a perpetrator. But we have a saying that runs rampant, which is hurt people hurt people. And I actually do believe that Chance does deserve something, but I believe that it's what every human being deserves, which is love and to be treated with dignity. And unfortunately, because of us living in a world that is shallow and that is materialistic and that is judgmental and that is superficial, people like Chance will easily get judged for the way they look, or get judged for any alleged handicap or disability that they suffer from. And bullying is traumatic, and bullying is and can lead to poisoning a person's soul and psyche, turning them into a hurt person that now needs to avenge themselves by hurting other people, unfortunately. And it's really sad that because Mr. Chance, and once again, all things stated here are alleged. We have, I mean, there's yet no objective evidence to support the fact that Chance was involved in this crime. But just speaking of Chance as a person, I think it's sad that he didn't even know the difference between authentic love from someone who was maybe only getting close to him because he could be taken advantage of and could be exploited in the way that you are alluding to, Mr. Martin, that he was by Bobby.
Well, before you say that he's fully deserving of love, let me just play like a quick
I'm just saying that, you know, humans in general we all deserve a dignified life and to be treated with dignity.
Well, listen, before you say that, I'd like you to hear this audio clip of Chance Wilkins just really momentarily.
Okay.
Nigga! Shut up, nigga boy! Nigga boy! Shut up, nigga boy!
I mean, but as a black and brown person, as a black person, Mr. Martin, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, and I don't even personalize that. I mean, this man is not well, and he's probably seen the worst aspects of humanity in terms of treatment. So the fact that he's out here fishing for attention and being over the top and extreme and gaslighting and all of that. I mean, I would expect that from someone in Mr. Chance's predicament.
Well, the sick world we're living in, and it just.
Somebody else jump in here, please. Because I'm sure you all must have thoughts. Just Naya, Philip, Jay, Jazzy.
Well, how did you find this platform,
That's what
please?
I was about to ask.
Yeah, how did you find this platform and come here? I mean, I'm just curious about that.
Absolutely. I've been typing in as a resident of this town. I looked up Highland Park shooting and filtered by live, and I was trying to find the latest news, and there's just so much misinformation going on outside of our community because basically everyone here has a very good idea of what had happened. And I think that in time, and there's no doubt in my mind that the truth will be illuminated. And just seeing everyone think that Bobby is the actual shooter when he was nothing but the puppet master and getaway driver, it's just kind of alarming that people have so many misconceptions and there's so many misnomers out there.
Well, my other thing is, wouldn't this be something that an investigative reporter I mean, this just feels like this is extremely meaty, if you will.
Yeah, I would have called the 911 hotline.
And I'm wondering why not an investigative reporter, because right now people are attempting to find out what's going on with him. And I don't know, for me, regardless of what you might consider to be misinformation, if this young man doesn't if he doesn't say it out of his mouth, I would expect that at some point he would give this person up.
I can guarantee you that that's what's occurring at this very moment.
So, did you call any police and any investigators and let them know the same information you're saying here? Because I feel like they would want to know this for sure.
I have, other people have as well, and I believe that they're just playing it close to their chest so as not to tip off Mr. Chance Wilkins.
Oh, okay.
What do you say, Mr. Martin, to those who are criticizing the existence of your record label, which people are saying they can find no evidence of, except for one that's in the UK?
Well, it no longer exists at this very moment. It has been since disbanded, and there has been an extensive effort to scrub it from the internet after Chance Wilkins has unfolded and unfurled this heinous act upon our community. And to be honest, our very way of life. Surely anybody in any sort of large crowd from this point forward will wonder if at any moment that the next Chance Wilkins can't start hurling bullets down upon us again. And I think that is the ultimate form of terrorism.
Okay. And you stumbled across the stream how again, Mr. Martin?
I typed in Highland Park shooting into the search bar and I filtered by live.
Okay. Do you have any evidence of any interactions between you and Mr. Chance or Mr. Bobby?
Of me and Bobby, I do not have any interactions. I could maybe look up some old credit card statements of me frequenting Bob's Deli which was formerly known as the White Hunt Pantry. Overall, he was just a no good neck, that Bobby. I never cared for him, ever liked him.
Like he was just somebody around in town.
Correct. And he kept inside, but over on McDaniel Street, he would often pedal around on his motorbike.
This is a developing story. So, what do you suspect is going to happen now, Mr. Martin? They now have Bobby in custody.
Mhm.
They are going to entertain charges. As of right now, it appears that Mr. Bobby has not implicated Mr. Chance in this crime as of right now.
I believe that he has. I don't think anybody's heard anything publicly from Bobby to this point. I believe that he's laying out how all this unfolded, and that would be my guess on his current stance. I mean, he didn't actually fire the weapon, and they might be able to give him a favorable deal or a lesser sentence.
So how did he even?
How do you know?
But how did he even become the person of interest at all? Then, if he wasn't,
Yeah, if he didn't fire it.
Why would they stop him? Why would the neighbors have reported Bobby? Like, how did Bobby even become a person of interest?
Well, again, they're growing in constant alt-right activity. They were known hate mongers. It was alleged that they had spray painted swastikas on local synagogues, did you say that he was at a synagogue at some point?
Yeah, 2 synagogues before he executed on the parade.
Yeah. There were known hate mongers. And again, I'm going to play this audio clip here. Like, this is what neighbors and residents of the community would hear constantly. It was just constant hate.
Nigga! Shut up, nigga boy! Nigga boy! Shut up, nigga boy!
It's just terrible. It would be constant. It would just be.
We don't need to hear that anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just trying
We're
to go
desensitized to that. I mean, it's.
It's not gonna make our blood boil no more. Does it? Anything.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna personalize the N-word from somebody who clearly has some real neurological, emotional challenges.
How long has this? I mean, is this how long has this man been able to have this reign of terror, if you will? I mean, how long have you known about him and the fact that he is not only a troubled individual, but that he is grooming others? I mean, I'm just kind of wanting to know, how long has he been able to how long has he been able to do what he's doing right now, I guess?
Hatred is very insidious. I believe that this alt-right community is growing, and I believe that it uses the internet. And you can tell by looking at this person and at Bobby, and you can listen to Bobby's uncle, that they didn't leave the house much. They seem to spend their time on Discords.
How do we know, though, Martin, that you are not someone who has a personal vendetta against Mr. Chance, and because of his friendship and relationship to Bobby, that you are just not
putting them together? Yeah,
that you're not just taking opportunity to slander and defame Mr. Chance.
That's a very fair question. And after how everything played out between him and I, you would have every reason to suspect that. But if you do your due diligence and some further digging, you will see a hate monger. Listen, there's a video.
So where is the audio clip that you are
referencing?
Yeah, like where?
Like what video is that from?
Where should I go for the deep digging?
Okay. I would look up the name Chance Wilkins. He goes by the name of Cyrax on YouTube. And all you need to do is look 3 minutes in any direction, and you will see hateful speech. You'll see absolutely lewd, crude, and rude commentary. And
are you saying to look that up on YouTube or just in general?
Yeah. Yes, 100%. That'll do it there. this video, I don't know that it's not YouTube friendly. He doesn't fire the gun. He doesn't say any racial epithets. It's just him brandishing the weapon, saying that he's going to put bullets in people's head, which is seemingly what he did yesterday at about 10:15 a.m.
You know what?
I think that if you were to play this video, and again, there's no hate speech in it.
I think, Conscious, did you see the video for yourself that he's talking about?
Which video?
That he's saying the guy is brandishing the gun?
No, I haven't seen any. I mean, I'm just now seeing.
Yeah, it's back. It's like I screen shared it on StreamYards.
Oh yeah. What I didn't want to show.
I feel like maybe Conscience should see it on his own, and if he feels like he should show it, then he could come back later on.
Well,
and
I can see it right now in the back chat. It's in the back chat. I see the screen that Mr. Martin is sharing.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. YouTube is very.
Sure, that is like my most compelling piece of evidence that I would be able to put forth and show you guys. And if you are afraid to see the truth, and
where did you get this picture?
It's not about being afraid to see the
It's not
truth.
about this
I mean,
because
we
I'm
come
just
here
not
for
trying
the
to.
truth.
We're trying to protect him because I know he uses his platform.
I understand.
You don't, you know.
Yes.
Oh, where's this picture from, Mr. Martin?
It's actually a video.
Video.
He in his apartment, he brandished this weapon and said that he was going to put bullets in people's heads and multiple people's heads within the community. And you know what? If you don't want that exclusive content, then that's fine. I think I'm actually going to. I will find somebody who wants it, and
yeah, I'm going to do some of my own personal.
Okay, that's more than fine.
I do appreciate dropping the.
Sure, I can play the audio, and there's nothing racial here. I can play the audio, and you can imagine this man brandishing his weapon. But
I'm done playing these games.
Yeah, we heard him.
We can get dangerous, Marty. We can get dangerous, bitch. Because the next bullet, I guarantee you, Marty, and this is for you too, Schmeckle.
I guess it cuts off there. He says, "Right between your head, bitch."
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he was talking about burying people in the video that I had, pulled up, and talking about physically taking people out. So I mean, very clear about.
That's what he does.
Okay, Mr.
All right. Well, God bless you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right.
Thank you for that. Appreciate you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey there, Christopher Walker here, co-founder of Umzu, and I want to talk to you today about our new product. It's called Miracle Morning.
Something definitely
is not right in the milk, and I don't know what it is.
Something is not something.
Because you know what I feel like is happening? I feel like you were on the right track saying the right things, and sometimes you know how like there's little people being put in certain places to say certain things so you could change the narrative. I don't know why I feel like that was just like a plug.
I'm Googling a little bit. There's something that says that Cyrax, Chance, whatever is a Chance what? Wilson or Wilkins. RIP, it's I don't know. This is maybe I'm just jaded. I'm just gonna reserve you know what I mean? I'm just gonna wait till you, because I know you're a very thorough researcher, that you will dig deep. I am just keeping my antenna up on this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, Mr. Martin obviously was very vocal about having a very contentious relationship to Mr. Chance, which could be a motive for taking this opportunity to implement Mr. Chance into this crime. When people get very upset and are disrespected, people go to extreme heights to get vindication. So is Mr. Martin's motive sincere? We don't know. He didn't provide any proof of any interaction or discord between him and Chance. This was all word of mouth. And he's on a Black content creators page and chose to be very strategic about selecting the audio points that were racial. And I think that was very fascinating. It stood out to me. And so I'm not sure if Mr. Bob is sincere.
What showed me the manipulation was the end. That's when I knew that there was something in this that didn't make any that was not right, or that has like a evil to it. Because when he turned around and said, "But if you don't want it, then I'll just give it to somebody," when he already sent it, you already seen it, and then you already gave us all this juicy information. It doesn't matter if you give us that video or not. You already told us everything, right? So if it was genuine and it wasn't in any weird evil manner, I don't think that would have came out his mouth. I'm sorry.
My
Because
thing
if I was
is,
just
has
trying to
he
give it to you, I would
really?
have gave it to you.
My thing is, has he really shared this with the FBI?
That's
I mean,
why
has
I
he?
asked him that question. That's why I said, did you give this information to any police or investigators?
Yeah, some real is.
Because regardless if homeboy didn't snitch on him or not, he would have been if somebody called that station and said something about somebody else being involved, because it's such a big thing, regardless of if the other guy snitched on him or not, that man right there that we're looking at would have been in jail right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Mental case, especially if he's mentally unstable, those are their favorites to put in jail because they can't fend for themselves.
Yeah, they would have been snatched him up.
Well, he's alleging that this is like a town. This is the town. The town itself is aware of something locally that the rest of the world is not just of yet. But but the reason why what he said is interesting is because he is correct that they are still classifying Mr. Cremo III as a person of interest and hasn't as of yet been charged. And why he's still being considered a person of interest is fascinating. There's still a lot of questions we have, like how did Mr. Primo become a person of interest at all in this entire thing?
Right, because if he didn't shoot and he wasn't like a main factor of these people being gone in a sense of action wise, why was he even in a thought process?
I don't see Chance conspiring anything. He was worried about dropping a dish record and ending careers. Renee says, as many times that I've driven through Highland Park near my hometown of Bolingbrook, this society is full of chaos and low vibration. Why isn't he contacting law enforcement? He said he did. Listen, Bob is evil. They really tried to make Chance kill himself. I have watched all of the videos. Oh, so this might actually be a Chance troll.
Right.
Just trolling Chance's name and taking an opportunity.
Trying to put that man in the
opportunity to just add insult to injury. That's more than likely what really this was. I mean, what didn't come out of the wash is going to come out of the rent. So if what Mr. Bob said has any bearing of truth, then proof will be slapped up. But this was more than likely just a Chance Wilkins troll. So something completely unrelated, has nothing to do with this goddamn case. And yeah, this is how far trolling actually fucking goes.
Mm-hmm.
Sad and pathetic. Shame on you, Mr. Bob, for taking an opportunity to defame a man simply because you have nothing else better to do.
Especially in a real situation like this.
Ram Records, and you're a Jewish man living in Highland Park who has a record label of white hip hop artists that doesn't even the whole narrative in
Listen, when he said
itself was
Ram
covered.
Records,
The
I
whole
said
narrative,
Beelzebub.
the whole narrative itself was a parody from the start. You're a Jewish man living in Highland Park who owns a record label called Ram Records that were recruiting white hip hop male artists
Mm-hmm.
from the jump.
And mind you, they look like okay.
And then he said he gave him a chance because he felt bad for him or something like
I
that.
am fucking through. I am fucking through it now. I am fucking through.
Yeah.
That's why I said he was just came in here just to wave you off of the conversation because you were really hitting the key parts, and then like he just wanted to shift the energy.
Wow.
And what's also very interesting is that, you know, I guess I'm just still maybe I'm jaded, but I am still. You can call it a person of interest. You can call it what you want to call it. I still maintain that I would want to know, how do you know what goes on in someone's home? How do you know this? I mean, when I saw the picture, I thought, boy, this is certainly this was somebody you would never expect to just do something like that. But how do we know that he knows what he says he knows about the family, about his father? I mean,
no,
and I still am stuck on, how did he find you?
Right. And that's how you know it's a troll thing. Because even right now in the comments, one of the old artists, Burger Boy, is in the comments right now talking about we were being good sports about the situation. This is a troll situation. They just, and the fact is, I will say this. I hope and pray that you and whoever that's in here that's trolling us, nothing ever in life, nothing ever in life passes you by. Because, baby, I hope if something ever happens to you or your family, anyone can open their mouth and spit fire upon you like that, the way you just did to somebody else, when we're literally being considerate and talking about people that lost their lives. But you came on here and you wanted to be a troll and disgusting demon. So, connais somebody du la, Jesus de Nazareth, Jesus of Nazareth, la connais non jodia. La connais non jodia. He's gonna know your name today.
Yes.
Trust me. We don't have to say nothing else. But what you just did with all the spirits of those people that were trying to ease, all the spirits of those children we're trying to ease, I hope when you sleep tonight, you see each and every face. That's what I pray for you. Yes. In God's name, amen.
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 Man, I felt that in the belly.
Yes, Lord.
My solar plexus. Yes, God.
I'm telling you, because that just hurt my soul. Because I would hope that something, you know what I'm saying, is happening to your family, that somebody wouldn't just come in and try to twist it. That's so evil. Because we let you have the floor. We really thought you were helping and adding to something, and you weren't. This was a joke to you. So whatever comes to you, it comes to you.
In the night season.
Wow. 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 There needs to be a license to be on the internet at this point. If this is what people have the fucking unmitigated gall to do, if this is how desperate and extreme trolls would go, that you would literally incriminate a man into an actual murder plot under the guise of entertaining yourself, that is literally spiritual sickness at its extreme. Like, you have to be deprived as a human being, truly deprived as a human being. Wow, 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 wow. Chance Wilkins, I want to issue you a whole entire apology for
Seriously.
even for this man even you have been vindicated, sir. Okay, I do not believe you have any relationship to this circumstance.
Yeah, because he thought because the man looks different that we would just jump on whatever wagon he was trying to pull us on.
Yeah. 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 And he heard, and if he heard what was talked about before, doesn't he know that we got the Mogambo over here? What is he talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Does he not know? He heard everything we were discussing. He's just wanting to amuse himself. And I just even the avatar was suspicious to me. It was like,
yeah.
I couldn't, even with the avatar, like, what? Ooh.
Let me get out of here. I'm letting this video stay up. I hope Chance actually sees this video so that he can put a cap on his trolls and know how far they're going right now, and maybe he can issue a public statement of his own, since he knows that there are people out there hijacking and taking advantage of the situation to clown him or to really attempt to really put him in a predicament. So I want him to be aware that this is what his haters and his anti-group is out here doing, so that if he needs to make and issue out a statement regarding his uninvolvement in the 4th of July situation, that he can actually do that. And I also want the nature and just the downright deplorable nature of these trolls to just be seen for all. It is so pathetic. Martin, you deserve to be put on a billboard, Mr. Martin. So I'm gonna let this video stand as your billboard, okay? And
real quick before you leave, I said this, and I'm gonna say it out loud because we're in people gonna act like they don't see the chat. All that was discussed by the previous caller was all alleged information. Consciouztv does not validate any of the information shared. That was from Oz Gardens. I just wanted to say that because that needed to be said.
Yes. Well, untracking unwanted attention rate is, I mean, like that's a part of social media. I can't avoid attracting unwanted attention. Hell, I'm about to be more well known than I already am for other reasons and other things and opportunities that I'm going into. That's not something that I am afraid of or intimidated. It's something that comes with the package, and I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm well equipped for unwanted attention. It's going to be okay. And to Terrence Gant's point, Cyrex videos are evil as hell, and that's the thing. Mr. Chance might be into some dark shit, but he just don't have nothing to do with this 4th of July situation as of right now,
right,
until proven otherwise. So whatever evil it is, it's just not connected to this. So that his whole whatever is an entirely different conversation. But this person tried to implement him in this 4th of July situation, and that's not right to do. Those are two separate situations. So that's that. Let me get out of here. I'm blown. But this thank y'all for holding it down. Thank you for that old nasty piece of voodoo curse you slapped down on Bob.
Amen.
Just
I
now.
had to.
Yes.
That was the
That
perfect
was
note to
easy.
end this live on.
Amen.
And I appreciate you all. This is obviously going to continue to be a development story, so we will develop. It's also 555. I'm gonna try to get out here. I'm gonna try to come back before the night is out. I have some other commentary that I want to bring to y'all, so I'm gonna try to get myself together and get into that. Very interesting live. Light and love to the victims and the survivors of this 4th of July, Illinois Highland Park shooting, and may total and utter justice be gotten on their end. Yes. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna let
Thank
you
you
all
for having me.
All right, thank you, Conscious, for
Thank you
having
for
me
having
on.
us,
Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all held it down, baby. Y'all can't get nothing past the CTV crew, honey. You know, we gonna sniff it out and sniff it out and sniff it out and sniff it out, girl. Wow. I am wild. This is wild. I want to shout out my donators before I get out of here as well. For those of you who donated throughout the stream, thank you to Ty. Thank you so much, love. Thank you to All About the Bands Entertainment. Thank you both for your Cash App and your PayPal. If you guys get any information, you all can always email me at consciouztv@gmail.com and or DM me on Instagram at consciouztv.com, where you can also send me stories, things that you're interested in me talking about, etc. So yes, as the story develops, street committee, keep your eyes and ears to the streets, and contact me there, and we will continue to follow the story. Light and love. See you all in a few. Peace.